All right, welcome back to the chat, man. Good morning, man. We back talking this boxing this fine morning. Hope everything's well with everybody. I got my coffee in my system a little bit earlier, so I'm up and sharp. What's going on, Dwayne Jones, man? How you feeling this morning? Said blessings up from Atlanta, brother Martin. Blessings up to Atlanta, man. Always good to see you. Viva tu Vita, my man Adrian Venn in the building, always coming through early. My man Jesse Seymour said, "Don't tell me about draw power. Tell me about what I'm going to get for my money if I'm drawn in." Well, I'll tell you. I'm looking forward to this Rolly Romero tank fight after that weigh-in. They sucked me in. I'm telling you, I'm okay with it now because Rolly Romero is about to get mopped, man. Man, Rolly Romero didn't look to me like Rolly Romero believed a word coming out of Rolly Romero's mouth. Like, I know he's out there fronting, man. He's out there fronting, full-fledged fronting, man. He didn't sound confident. He was sounding corny, talking about the size of the dude's head. His body language, though, man, I'm telling you, his body language looked second, like he thought he was second fiddle. I'm just telling you, man. He wasn't aggressive with Gervonta. Let me put it this way. There ain't much Caleb planting him. All right? Ain't much Caleb planting that boy right there. When Canelo tried to punk, and he did. Tried to punk Caleb Plant, man. Caleb Plant came back a swinging. Just let him know. Man, we throwing, you know? Rolly Romero, man. Rolly Romero is just repeating a bunch of corny lines, man. His hands all down by his side, and that just, I don't believe him, man. I didn't believe nothing that I saw out of Rolly up there, man. Nothing. And I know Rolly's knocked other people out, so I'm sure he's got a little confidence or whatever. But, man, I don't believe it, man. At all, man. Smooth Groove Boxing in the building. Salute to you, man. By the way, the gong is back. Smooth Groove. I got it tied up. Gonging again. King Jr. in the building. What's going on, man? Real Life Living says, salute, fam. Can't wait to watch this fight, but also can't wait to watch Shakur tomorrow night. Yeah, man, we got a fight tomorrow night, man. A good fight tomorrow night. I got Shakur Stevenson winning that fight. I got him, and I got Shakur winning that fight going away. Although in the press conference, and hey man, your boy Jamel was looking kind of big, man. Jamel looking tall, looking kind of, but actually Shakur looked probably a little bigger, a little more solid across the chest, man. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to that as well, man. Viva tu Vita said, Martin, ready for this boxing conversation like always. Well, you know what it is. It's morning time, man. Let's chat it. Let's chat it up. And make sure you guys ask me a lot of questions, man. Ask me some questions as we go through this, man. Michael Kirkland said, good morning, Fannon. Good morning to you, man. Black Fonz and Viva tu Vita said, salute to the chat. Black Fonz in the building. Mark Jones said, yo, what's happening with you, man? Fannon, we coming in hot again from Santa Barbara, California. That's what's up. Hey, man, let me know where y'all from, by the way. I haven't done that in a while, man. As you come in the chat, man, somebody showing some love early this morning, man. Thank you so much, man. Brian James in that super chat, man. Thank you so much for the support, man. Said Rolly reminds me of Danger from Million Dollar Baby. Who was Danger from Million Dollar Baby, man? I remember Million Dollar Baby. I didn't see Danger though. I gotta go back and check that reference out, man. That was a sad movie, boy. Woo-wee, man. I did not see that left turn coming at the end of that, man. I swear, when she got crippled. And her raggedy ass family, man, she had a raggedy ass family, boy. I swear to goodness. That's a raggedy ass family right there. Omar Weaver said, good morning, Fannon and the room. Yeah, man, again, thank you for that super chat, man. Thank you so much. King Larry said, that's Marvin Banks, repping DC today, baby. That's what's up, man. That's one of my favorite towns. I got no luck in it. God, dog, man, went to school there, got no luck in it. Just DC always treat me wrong, man. My daughter's up there in DC in school, and I ain't even going. Just because I don't want that, whatever that is at DC about DC that I don't get along with, I ain't trying to go back for just no good reason. You know what I mean? AJ Fresh, Shakur by decision or by knockout or decision. We're going to give him that by decision, man. He don't need to go for the knockout against dude. I think a boy's tough enough not to get starched out, dog. But it should be a unanimous decision, man. It should be. Unless, but again, man, hey, that's his chance, though. He got a come forward fighter. He's got a fighter that's going to come forward at him. Hey, if Shakur can get him out of here, man, that's big, man. That's real big. Viva 2 Vita said Bronx, New York. That's what's up. The Big Apple in the building. Hello from Hollywood, man. You out there in California? That's what's up. Chick said he's from up there in Hollywood. I didn't know that. Giovanni Walker said, good morning, salute, my brother. We got a fight weekend. Let's do it. Push that like button. Yeah, man, hit that like button on the way in, man. Hit that like button on the way in. My man Troy King in the building said he just might get lucky and knock him out. I'm from St. Louis, my dude. That's what's up, man. Shout out to St. Louis, man. And my man out there, I also see a Yonkers, New York from Ari Boxer. Tuscaloosa, Alabama, GTA Junkie 74, man. Hey, Tuscaloosa, ain't that the home of Deontay Wilder, Tuscaloosa, Alabama? They got the boxing fans out there now in Tuscaloosa, huh? Yeah, man, he might get lucky and knock him out. I hope so, man. Man, you know what was funny last night in that press conference? I don't know if you guys saw the press conference. Steven Espinoza threw a shot of jab. Steven Espinoza, man, can be a real smart ass, dog. I like Steven Espinoza, but as a professional, he's very, very professional, but he is not above being a smart ass, man. He was talking about all those other lightweights that are doing all that talking and no fighting. I love that shit. Talking about Teofimo Lopez and Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, and Ryan Garcia. And he got a point, man. You know what I'm saying? Them dudes do a lot of talking and not a lot of fighting. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of fighting. And Gervonta Davis, man, you can say what you want. He's getting in that ring a whole bunch, man. He ain't letting that money sit on that table. I get that man that for 100%. They getting that money. Fighting very, very regularly, man. Giovanni Walker said, one of the reasons on the mentality side, the Stevenson fight this weekend with Jamal is going to be a good one. I'm a Marine Corps vet myself, and I'm not going to break that, man. Oh, yeah, you're a Marine Corps vet, man? Shout out, man. Shout out to the Marines, man. Everybody in this, all the service members. Shout out to the Marines and all the service members out there, man. Yeah, he may be tough-minded, but I don't think he's getting out that fight with a win. Shakur seems to me to be, I think Shakur is probably the best of all those dudes other than Gervonta. And even with Gervonta, man, he got some things. Man, somebody's showing some love in the chat today, man. Thank you so much, man. I can't tell you, man. Ride a Prophet in the bill said, Blessings King B1. Much love in that super chat, man. Thank you very much, man. Thank you so much. And Terry Lamb said, great channel, love boxing. Yeah, man, I love boxing too. He said, I had to stop talking about Riley. My wife said he's slow. Man, how in the world first of all, how does he talk about Tank having a speech impediment when that dude got he talks like this. This is Riley Romero. Riley Romero talks like this. Like his tongue is attached to the top of his mouth or something. Like, hey, your big head, like, man, will you cut it out talking about somebody else's speech impediment while you bopping around like that, dog? You know what I mean? Like, that's a wild boy with all that smack. He's a wild boy with that smack talking, dog. And you're a big ass head. Look, how can I not miss? How can I not hit your head? That head is huge. Like, man, come on, man. Come on, man. What's going on, Richard Hill in the building? My Noop in the building. What's going on, man? What's going on, man? Tory King said he's not afraid of Gervonta. That's why I think he might knock him out. Hey, man, if he's not afraid, he's going to get knocked out. If he ain't afraid, he's going to get knocked out, man. I'm telling you, man, Gervonta ain't got to be mad to beat that boy up, man. He's a way, way, way better fighter, man. Unless there's something that Riley Romero has that I've not seen, like maybe he was just over anxious in the other fights that he had. But, man, I'm telling you, the difference, you see the difference in the size of them dudes' heads? Like, Riley is weightlifting bigger than Tank. Dude, even when he was talking crap about Tank's head, I was like, man, do you see the side of the head on that dude? That's a big ass head, which means that dude more than likely can take a shot. Gervonta Davis is about to hurt that boy. That's the only way that I can see that going down, man. I can't see him. I can't even see him trying to box with him. I can't see him using the length, and like even when he was talking about how he's so easy to hit, dog, those guys were not winding up trying to hit Gervonta Davis, man. They were keeping a jab. They were keeping a jab and a straight right near him and moving backwards. Riley Romero is going to be coming straight. Is going to be coming forward at him. I'm telling you, man. I can see this guy getting hurt, man. Like I can see him getting hurt. Like as in Gervonta Davis. I don't think Gervonta Davis will take it easy on him, though. I don't think so. But if Gervonta Davis has like, if he got a body attack, like if he has the capacity to go to fight Riley, force Riley to fight on the inside and go to the body on Riley Romero will get beat up real bad. Because I think Riley Romero is kind of like they say about Deontay Wilder, that he's going to need you to be on the end of those punches, on the way in, catch you on the way into those punches in order to knock that dude out. He winds up a lot. You know, he winds up a lot. I don't know, man. But maybe I'm wrong, man. You know, Mexicutioners, TMT, the money team said Tank will play with Riley. I mean, there's a high probability that he could play with them dude, man. It's just not. But Floyd why you TMT? Floyd is stuck on brag, dog. Like, somebody in TMT need to write that man a new speech, okay? Please stop talking about how successful you are in your boxing career, man. Please. Everybody knows. Let me say this before I sound like I'm criticizing Floyd Mayweather Jr. unjustly. I'm not even criticizing him. I'm just making a request. Man, please stop telling me how you revolutionized boxing. Just stop, okay? He's like, man, when I came here and I told you we were going to be the A-side here on Showtime and all the things that he did in his, it's like, man, dude, come on, man. That cat he's so full of himself, man. He said my records and Tank can beat my records. Like, man, dude, you and Oscar De La Hoya don't got that big an ego, man. Like, Oscar De La Hoya don't talk about himself all the time. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather Jr. is just in love with himself, man. Completely in love with himself, man. Man, please stop talking about that in other people's fights. Like, there's times for that. Like when somebody interviews you and asks you about that. But just to come off and make people listen to that shit for like what was it like there? Like 10 minutes? 10 minutes of Floyd talking about Floyd? And he's a great fighter, no doubt about it. Revolutionized, he didn't revolutionize anything, I don't think. But he dang sure capitalized and made a whole lot of people a whole lot of money. Shut down HBO boxing too. That shift from him from Showtime, HBO over to Showtime, killed HBO. Richard Hill said, blessings, Noob, to you and your family. Yo, man, what's good, man? Scant Rat said this fight shouldn't be sanctioned. Nah, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's not bad he's a WBA champion. Riley Romero's a WBA interim champion. So it should be sanctioned. He is a legitimate fighter and legitimately trains. It's just that they don't look, that camp don't look like they just don't like they up to snuff. He looks like, I mean, honestly, man, Riley Romero, if he works very, very hard and continues to improve, I think he could be a B+. I think he could be a B+ fighter. I think he could be a B+ fighter. If he keeps on training and getting better and all that, he could be a B fighter, not a B+. A B, man. Much love in that super chat. I already know that's my man, Smooth Groove Boxing. Much love in that super chat, man. Thank you for the support, man. Says, fun fact, when you first broke the gong a year ago or so back, I was the one you hit the gong, and that was my first ever super chat, and I just knew it'd be my last because I was super embarrassed. But look at us now. Man, why would you be embarrassed about that, man? Yeah, man, Smooth Groove, you my dude, man. I didn't remember that, man, but I do know for sure you were the one that said, hey, man, what happened to the gong? I was wondering why you thought about the gong like that, man. That's what's up, man. But my mother, you know, the other thing is, man, my mother, what's going on, Tori Simmons? How you doing, man? Simons? Is it Simons or that's Simmons, right? My mother was like, you don't hit the gong no more? I was like, oh, man. Yeah, I got to fix my gong, and I got to get back on it, man. He said, Mike the dealer, a B fighter for Fannon? No way. I think Riley could be a B fighter, man. I do think so. I think he could be a B fighter if he works real, real hard. You know what I mean? Stays in the ring. But, dude, when I'm telling you, when his trainer said that he was mixing street fighting, karate, and boxing, I was like, oh, man, this motherfucker about to get killed, dog. Like, this dude about to get killed. No. Man, them boys is looking at him like he was a pork chop. I'm trying to tell you, man. Man, what's his name? Calvin Ford was looking at him like he's a pork chop. Michael Hunter was looking at him like, man, they were even polite, but they were looking at that boy like, boy, you about to get beat up badly, dog. We from Baltimore, like, and hey, man, why is he such a hoodlum, though? Tank, man, come on, pull back the hoodlum, man. You know what I mean? Just dial back the hoodlum, dog. You ain't got to be talking about if we was in real beef. Man, if this ain't no real beef, it's a boxing match. So don't worry about what it would be if it's a real beef, we in them streets. Like, man, that man, I'm telling you, man, that man know how to sell himself, man. Keith Johnson said, do you think the Tank Riley live gate will do well in Los Angeles? Absolutely. Man, I'm looking forward to this fight, man. I'm telling you. I am now me, who, and I know this is a mismatch. Know it's a mismatch. Looking forward to that fight. Absolutely is going to do well, man. Them cats are going to come out there to see Tank. Tank already sold out in LA against somebody with a significantly less interesting fight. Because this is an interesting fight. I mean, on the real. This is an interesting fight. Because I just don't know how. I know it's an interesting fight. It's also a, what do you call it? A tune-up fight. It's a tune-up fight at the same time. It's like it's a little bit of risk for Gervonta because Riley Romero is a strong guy. But, man, he's going to come in there trying to be overpowered to Gervonta and get his ass beat down. Kenneth Johnson said, do you think the Tank... Oh, okay, I got that. We'll do... Yeah, absolutely, man. I think it will, man. For sure, man. For sure. Hey, man, Terry Land said, this dude Fannon is awesome. Thanks, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you very much. And I honestly, man, I got it. I'm going to continue to tell you guys, thank you guys for your continued support of the channel. It is absolutely, man, makes my day, man. And this year has been a very tough year on your boy. Physically, spiritually, very, very tough year on me, man. And I got to tell you, man, when I came back off that month and you guys supported the channel so heavy, man, it really did make me feel good, man. And thank you guys very much, man. It makes it feel a lot less phony. You know what I mean? Because you wind up talking to names a lot and all that, so you don't really know who everybody is all the time. But the cats that were coming around before, they continue to come around, man, y'all are true supporters, and I really thank you, man. I really, really, really thank you, man. Powerhouse Watson said, with 26 KOs, who got 26 KOs? I know you ain't talking about Riley, Mr. I got 14 fights. That dude said he got 14 fights and he's ready to go. Dog, you got 4. He's like, there's other champions. He said Tank really don't. Tank. Hey, Black Fawn said Tank don't like Riley or Teofimo Lopez. Look, man, because they goofballs. Dude, they are both goofballs, man. Like, Teofimo Lopez is a goofball. Riley Romero is a goofball. Why would you? Like, seriously, man. Tank is kind of like, you know, what can I say about Tank, man? Tank is a real fighter. He's a real talent. He's a real fighter. And on top of it, man, he really don't talk a lot. Like, he is, over time, learned to talk more. He's more fighter than he is talker. You know what I'm saying? No, he does more fighting. He's about that fighting, man. That is a pit bull in that ring, man, for sure. And do you see how good a shape he's in? Like, I was impressed, man. I'm like, dude, this dude looks like he's close to weight now. Like, he really looks like somebody in my comment section yesterday on that video I did said he's at 145 right now. Man, if he's at 145 right now, and only got to get down to 135, man. That dude was all that seems like that weight. Those weight issues are gone, man. So he matured, man. That's pretty decent. But yeah, Tank's a goofball and Teofimo Lopez is a goofball. The difference is that Teofimo Lopez is a goofball that can fight, and Rolly Ramirez is a goofball that can punch. But that is about it, dog. They both firmly on the goofy. They both firm goofballs. You know what I mean? Lawrence Ingram said, anywhere Tank fights right now is going to be sold out. Yeah, man. He's got the black. They did a terrific job, man. Shout out to Leonard Ellerby, dog, and Floyd Mayweather Jr. on the job they did promoting Tank. They've done the best job of promoting any fighter. I think that Gervonta Davis is the best promoted fighter in boxing right now, alongside of Errol Spence Jr. But Errol Spence Jr. is kind of fighting himself there. You know what I mean? Fighting himself there. But Gervonta Davis, but what those guys have done with Gervonta Davis, they're doing a great job of promoting him, man. Because he's definitely a big name. Now, he ain't as big as what they saying he is now. You know what I'm saying? Like, he said he's one of the biggest stars in boxing for sure. One of the biggest stars. Underneath Errol, underneath Deontay, underneath obviously Canelo. But he may be a bigger draw than Tyson Fury in the United States, which is going to make y'all sick. I'm telling you right now, Gervonta Davis in the United States is a bigger draw than Tyson Fury. Believe it. That dude, that in the United States, he's a bigger draw. I can't speak for the UK, although I have a suspicion that if Gervonta Davis went over there to fought somebody over there in the UK, they'd be selling something out over there too. Gervonta Davis is an attraction, man. No joke, man. Cinnamon Savage said, Bivol versus Zurdo. Who do you pick, Fannon? I heard it's in the works. I don't know, man. That's tough, man. That's a 50. From what I can see, that's a 50-50 fight. I ain't the biggest believer in Zurdo, and I ain't the biggest believer in Bivol either. They both kind of fight similarly. They both fight kind of similarly. Jab, straight right hand type of dudes. Not a lot of inside game to them. Maybe Zurdo may have a little bit of a power advantage over Bivol, but I don't know, man. I'd have to look at that, man. My off the cuff, I would think Bivol. Just off the cuff, I would think Bivol. Because Bivol is in that weight class, has been in that weight class longer, and Zurdo's moved up from 168. But Zurdo, it may be a more comfortable weight class for Zurdo with that weight. But I don't know, man. I gotta look at them a little more close. For now, telling people to get their likes up. 1,000 likes. Yeah, man, get the likes up, man. Hit the like button, man. Yeah, I always keep forgetting to remind on the likes, man. Powerhouse, man, Angry Brit in the building, man. He said, not to mention the belts he fought for and didn't pay the sanction fees for, so he's never he's never officially got them. I'm not telling you, who you talking about? Angry Brit said, you looking younger, Fannon, than the last time I seen you live. I'm finally out of jail. That's what's up. You out of jail? You literally out of jail? That's what's up, man. Come on out, man. What's going on, Angry Brit? And by the way, Emily, get you your wrench, man. If I'm looking younger, that's because I'm happier, man. Way, way, way happier, dog, than I was at a certain point in time, man. What's going on, my man, Romero Harris? Hey, man, get them likes up, man. We got 230 people in the building. I know we can get them likes up, man. Where's Angry Brit at, man? Trying to get to you, Angry Brit. Mike Williams need his wrench too. You right. There you go. I got Mike Williams. I'm looking for Angry Brit, man. So I don't forget. Angry Brit. There you go. All right, there you go. I got you, man. I got you. Giovanni Romero said, why did Romero come to the press conference looking like Hector Camacho wearing a dead poodle? You mean that dead poodle, that dead collie he had on his back? Because he's a fake, bro. He said, "Yeah, brother, I got recalled, but I'm free finally." That's what's up, man. You come in, you come out, and Adrian Bronner goes in, man. What a shame, man. Adrian Bronner keep getting clinked up, man. Keep getting clinked up, dog. What was I gonna say, man? Oh yeah, man, looked like a poodle, man. He had that damn poodle, had that dead, big ass, dead giant poodle on him. Cause he's a cornball, man. He's a cornball. But I'm telling you, he talked himself into that fight, man. So good job, man. You know what I'm saying? He did all that talking, all that goofball stuff, man. That's a lot of talking about, hey, you ducked me in a sparring match. You were supposed to be there and you weren't there. Man, Gervonta Davis said, man, I'm here now. He said, well, I'm here now. You know what I mean? Like, man, that dude is, oh my God, man. When he tried to pull that, you ducked me in sparring. You didn't want that smoke in sparring. You ducked me in sparring. It's like, man, dog, I looked like Tank was saying, man, I was in court. Saying that's what he looked like. Tank looked like he wanted to say, man, I was in court. What are you bugging me for, man? I was in court, man. Oh, I didn't hit that gong, man. Much love in that super chat, man, by the way. He said, Fannon, Raleigh sold that fight. I'm definitely buying that shit. Hell yeah. I'm not, man, dude. Raleigh sold it to you. The look on the face of Gervonta Davis sold it to me. Because, dog, I'm trying to tell you, man, that dude ain't playing, man. Gervonta, and first, dude, people can say what they want. Gervonta don't crack under them lights, man. Gervonta Davis has been a big-time fighter for a while now, man. That is a mature fighter right there, dude, who is beaten. I kind of get on him because I want to see him fight these other dudes. What's going on, Rick Blackwell in the building? What's happening, man? I get on Tank because I want to see him fight Teofimo Lopez and Haney and those guys. But look, man, he proved in the Jose Pedraza fight, dog, that he wasn't playing. You know what I'm saying? That he came out there looking real comfortable mopping up on Jose Pedraza with very few fights, man, and a championship fight. Very few fights. And man, he looked great in that fight. He looked great in the fight with Leo Santa Cruz. I'm telling you, man, Raleigh just talked himself into an ass whooping, man. Hold on, I see you, Fahim. Yeah, he did. Chance Dotson said Antonio Russell beats Tank Davis at 140 guaranteed. Much love in that super chat. Maybe, but I don't think he's a 140 pounder, man. Tank ain't a 140 pounder, man. But I'll tell you what, Antonio Russell, Gary Antoine Russell will beat the shit out of Rolly Romero too. That's who that boy need to be fighting. And much love in the super chat, and thank you for supporting. It is most definitely appreciated and needed for the growth of the channel. Just to let you guys know, thank you very, 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 very much, man. Fahim Sator said Raleigh got under Tank's skin, priceless. Oh, he got underneath there, all right. Oh, hey, Raleigh, hey, Fahim, you want to bet that $50? Now's the time to put that 50. I'm willing to put that $50 back up. I'm willing to go. If you're willing to take Raleigh, if you're willing to take Raleigh to get out of this fight without getting knocked out, I'll give you $50 on the knockout. If you take it, I'll give you 100. Yeah, that's my sneaky face. Just so you know, Fahim, when I do this, that's my giveaway. I'm about to take your money. You know you ain't taking that fight, dog. You know you ain't taking that, dog. He's under his skin. He about to get mopped, dog. Man, let me say Inkawu. I don't want to kill your name. William. I'll say William. Davis's face looked like he wanted to kill Raleigh then and now. Oh, man, that shit. Dude, he about to get hurt, man. That's all I could see. Like, man, dude, even when he was answering the questions, he was like, man, you keep talking about power, man. You trash. He's like, you keep talking about power. I don't care about your power, man. What you gonna do when them bullets are flying back? What you gonna do when them bullets is flying at you? What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you ain't thought, man, I will. And dude, here's the thing. Riley don't hit harder than Tank. Riley ain't got more power than Tank. Be easy in the building, man. Much love in that super chat, man. He said Riley will go down with the first big punch to get out of there. He's already shook like a Tyson opponent. Hey, man. Shook, dog. Shook like laundry, man. Shook like a shake, man. Nah. Man, what is this? Player only gaming 245 said Riley. Man, let me tell you something. Hey, what's going on? Shout out to my man, Malinga, man, from London, man. Shout out to London, man. Thanks for coming by the chat. Man, let me tell you something, man. Any of y'all that are picking, that are talking about Riley, what Riley going to do, I'm telling you right now, it is a dead giveaway. Okay? A dead giveaway. All right? Riley ain't about to do squat. Okay? It's a dead giveaway, dog, that you are either in his camp, you are his personal friend, or you are the most casual of casual fans. Because I cannot see how any reasonable person who has looked at Riley Romero fight and has looked at Gervonta Davis fight could ever conclude that Riley Romero is going to get anything but beaten up. I just can't see it, man. I'm telling you, I cannot see it. It's probably one of the more obvious one. Player said, oh my God, stop saying rally. Let me tell you something, man. Rally, I'm from Chicago. Rally. Raleigh. That's what I'm saying, Raleigh. Oh my God, stop saying rally. See, that's what I'm telling you. It's cornball. You one of them cornballs, dog. You a cornball like him. Rally. His name, I don't care what he called it. Bum. How about that? You like that? Bum. Bum Romero. Seriously, though, he ain't a bum. You know what I'm saying? He ain't a bum. I'm not going to call him man. I know he's not a bum. People get Raleigh. You know what I'm saying? Rolly. He said, man, his name ain't, dude, first of all, his name is Rolando. Okay? His name ain't Raleigh. His name is Rolly. His name is Rolando. Okay? Rolando. Okay? It's a nickname. What you complaining about what I'm calling his nickname? Anyway, I'm from Chicago, and we do that. We sound like that. Like car, like how far is it to the car? That's how people from Chicago sound. So I say Raleigh, Rolly, whatever, dog. I'm about to get his ass rolled up. I know that. How about that? He about to get rolled up. Did I say that right? Rolled up. Crybaby. Man, stop, man. With all of that, man. That dude about to get mopped. And you mad? You mad, dog. You're not going to like that, dog. I'm trying to tell you. So you got it. So you got Rolly? Heck no, I ain't got no Rolly. Hell no. Like you said, Fannon, everybody got a chance in a fight, but Rolly doesn't have much more than that. Nah, man. He's got a chance. You know what I mean? Raleigh. Yeah, like Raleigh, North Carolina. Man, whatever, man. Nitpicking, man. The O is pronounced as O regardless. Let me tell you something, man. Not everywhere, okay? There are people who say orange. There are people who say orange. It's a pronunciation. You know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about that bum whose last name is Romero, who is about to get KO'd. How about that? Okay. Rolly is about to get KO'd. Like that? Is that enough O clarification on the O's for you? And it's funny, man, because I would love to hear you speak and see if there's not something that I might be able to nitpick you about. Anyway, Raleigh is about to get mopped, dog. All right? Ain't what I ever said. He said, bro, have you heard people from Baltimore say you? Man, have you ever heard people from Philadelphia say water? Water. They say water. They all kind of pronunciations, all kind of different ways people pronounce words, man. That's where you are from, how they pronounce that nonsense. And I'm telling you, they will pronounce something completely different somewhere else, man. As long as you understand what people are saying, what you crying about, man? Anyway, back to boxing, man. Back to boxing. And since you guys who are Rolly fans really don't got nothing to say about Rolly, come on. If he had now we'll tell you this. If he had 40 knockouts, if he had 10 title defenses of the WBA super the WBA super 135 pound title, and he was an Olympic bronze medalist, and he had 40 knockouts, and only one person had ever gone the distance with him, I would be saying something different. I would be saying, Gervonta better be real careful, because that dude's got a lot of experience, and there's a whole lot of people keep winding up getting knocked out by him. But that's not the case. Raleigh, man, I'm going back to the way I said, man, Raleigh is not Deontay Wilder, dog. He ain't Mike Tyson. He ain't Rocky Marciano. Rocky. Did I say Rocky? By the way, how do you say rock? Rock. Raleigh. Rock. Raleigh. Am I supposed to say roke? Rocky Marciano? Is that how you say that? Rocky Marciano? Or because it's spelled the same way, right? R-O-C. They say Rocky. Do they say Rocky? No, they don't. Raleigh. Rocky. Man, anyway, man, get out of here, man. Rookie. Do they say Rocky? Or do they say rookie? Wondering. Did I mispronounce that word? Did I mispronounce Rocky Marciano? Mr. Smarty Pants? It's not a double O, homie. It's not a double O. Anyway. Yeah, man, because I can't believe they nitpicking me on saying Raleigh. I was like, man, it says Raleigh. Like lollipop. It's literally R-O-L-L-Y. And if you spell lolly, it's L-O-L-L-Y. It's lolly. You know, like Raleigh is a lollipop. Like Raleigh going to get cracked like a lollipop. It's literally spelled the same way as lolly. Will you please stop saying lolly, Raleigh? It's Rolly. Man, roll your raggedy ass up out of here, dog. Spell it like Rolly then. R-O-L-L-I-E. Man, get out Rocky. Like I gotta say Rocky. You know what I mean? Get out of here, man. Rocky. Rocky? Rocky? I mean, Rocky? Yeah, Rocky. Get out of here, man. Anyway, man, I can't believe I even contemplated your stupidity. Anyway, let's move on past that, man. Terry Jackson said this will be 4 practice rounds for Tank. Yeah, pretty much, man. Bivol in the building, man. What's going on, Bivol? Hey, said Mark Jones said y'all got Fannon cooking this morning. Yeah, man. Man, you know what it is. Every once in a while, you got to get into them and have some fun on a live stream. Bivol said, does Gary Russell have a chance at 130 versus Tank? Can you break that fight down? Yes, he has a chance. Absolutely has a chance against him at that weight class. And what I see is a very, very good fight, and one which is a close fight. I can't tell you exactly how that's going to plan out, but you got a southpaw and a southpaw matchup. So whoever deals best with the southpaw is going to win that fight. Gary Russell Jr. is going to do they're going to be close to one another. And Gary Russell Jr. is going to be countering Tank a good amount, man. But Tank, if he goes to the body, may be able to cause some problems with Gary later down in the fight, man. But I just think it's a very even fight. 50-50 fight to me. 50-50 fight. Angry Brit said, Roly, Raleigh, Rally, however you want to say it, he's getting smoked. Exactly, man. Little nitpicking bastards. Polly. Oh, it's not Polly? You say it's not Polly? Because that's what they say. That should be Polly and not Polly. Or Holy. How you spell Holly? Like Holly, what's her name? Holly Holmes? Holly Holmes? Holly's her name should be Holy Holmes. Holy Holmes. Get out of here with y'all bum. Get out of here, man. You say Gary Russell Jr., dog? Hell no, man. I don't know what you see in Gary Russell Jr. Why not? Man, that's a real dude. Gary Russell Jr. will beat Rolly Romero. Gary Russell Jr. will beat Rolly Romero. I don't care what y'all say. He better wing for the fences and make sure something lands, Seems like Gary Russell ran from that Devin fight, man. I don't want to get into that drama other than to say, hell no. Didn't nobody run from a fight that was never going to get made. That fight was, man, I'm so sick of that conversation, man. I got so sick of that conversation, I did not know what to do. You know what I mean? Everybody got an opinion about that. Let me tell you what was going to happen in that fight. And I told him early, that fight's not happening. It's not going to happen. Was not going to happen. Devin Haney already had a fight, man. He already had a fight. He had a fight date. He had all that agreed to, and he went on, just like I said, to go fight Yuriorkis Gamboa, like he was scheduled to do the whole entire time. And I know there's a whole lot of people, because I went south with him, a whole lot of people that are gigantic supporters of Devin Haney. A lot less people were supporters of Gary Russell Jr. But dude, Devin Haney already had a fight set during all of that, and he wound up fighting the same fight that he had already negotiated for. He had a fight date. He had a fighter. That was it. And they wanted Gary Russell Jr. to sign a two-fight deal if he lost, a two-fight deal with Devin Haney. Also, it was my idea. Nobody else's idea for them to come up with a term sheet. They came up with the term sheet. A term sheet is supposed to be non-binding. The term sheet that they sent was binding. Okay? No. Gary didn't duck him. Devin didn't duck him. The fight was just never going to happen, and it was a lot of conversation, honestly, dude, about nothing. And I was saying it the whole time, and I absolutely refused to dump on Gary Russell Jr. and jump on a Gary's the bad guy bandwagon. Because Gary Russell Jr., you can say a lot of stuff about Gary Russell Jr. That dude is a great fighter, and the only criticism anybody got for Gary Russell Jr. is that he doesn't fight enough. But he's a 126-pounder that was trying to get a fight with Terrence Crawford. He wasn't trying to get a fight with Devin Haney. That is what I recall from that situation, and neither one of those guys were being bad guys. But Devin Haney already had a fight, and he went, just like I said, he went during the whole thing. He's going to go and fight Yuriorkis Gamboa because they've already agreed upon the fight, period. And on top of who, I missed out on who was fighting Devin Haney. No, man, I don't know who's going to fight Devin Haney. Maybe JoJo Diaz. Maybe JoJo Diaz is going to fight him. I don't know. Why is he staying at 126 for 100 years? Because he's a champion at 126. What you want him to do? You want him to drop his belts and go somewhere where nobody's going to fight him anyway? Man, if Gary Russell Jr. moves to 135, they're not going to fight him at 135. They're at 130. They're not going to fight him at 130 either. If he moves up to 135, they're not going to fight him at 135 either. He ain't got a belt. These dudes can't fight each other. Devin Haney can't get a fight at 135. Have you not noticed? Devin Haney cannot get a fight at 135. So you think he should go up there to 135 without a belt, while Devin Haney has a belt and he can't get a fight at 135? Do y'all think about this shit? Or do you just get on bandwagons? No disrespect to you, though, Mike Rhyme. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, what is he supposed to do? Give up his belt and go to a weight class where he's got no belt and hope they fight him? Everybody at 126 is damn near everybody at 130. Everybody that's at 130 now was at 126 at a point in time, and none of them fought him at 126. Man, he is a ducked fighter. Ducked. People understand it when we talking about Deontay Wilder. We understand it. When we talking about Guillermo Rigondeaux, we understand it. When people were talking about Gennady Golovkin, we understood it. But you see Gary Russell Jr. in that weight class and nobody mentioning his name for years. The only thing that they say is, oh, he only fights once a year. What does that got to do with you fighting him? What do you care? How many times a year he's fought? If he's got a belt, fight him. He must be rusty. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Anyway, Michael Kirkland said, just my opinion, and much love in that super chat, man. I don't think Gary Russell Jr. can tank Tank's power for 12 because Loma was aggressive in putting in on him. He stood Lomachenko's power. You got to hit him. I don't think anybody's going to take Tank's power if they're hitting him consistently. The problem is that Tank is going to have to hit him. See what I'm saying? The problem with that is you're going to have to hit Gary Russell Jr. Man, y'all, dude, look at Gary Russell Jr. fight. All of the excuses that people got for why other people won't fight him, the only excuse that they make is that he does not fight enough. Oh, yeah, we would fight him, but he only fights once every 30 million years. Well, why don't you call him up and see if you can fight him? Since he doesn't have anybody else he doesn't have anybody else to fight. It's literally the lamest excuse that there is in boxing, dude. But, okay, he ain't got a bandwagon behind him. Put it that way. Gary ain't got a bandwagon with a bunch of people that are going to support him no matter what he says, okay? Because everybody got one of those, okay? Deontay Wilder got a bandwagon, whole bunch of people. And I'm on the bandwagon. I support him. I support Deontay Wilder. I'm going to tell you, Errol Spence Jr., I support him heavily. It's not a lot of people that support Gary Russell Jr. heavily. And as a result, it's always a lot of people talking about the guy that avoided him. Like, for example, Jojo Diaz, right? Isn't Jojo Diaz now, after he got beat up by Gary Russell Jr., and he got beat up. He didn't just lose, he got beat up by Gary Russell Jr. in a one-sided, easy money fight. He moved up and got the IBF belt and beat Tevin Farmer. And now he moved up. And he beat Javier Fortuna, who was a very dangerous fighter at 135. That's what Jojo, and now all these guys are saying that Jojo Diaz is a top lightweight. He got mopped by Gary Russell Jr. And people act like he's not Gary Russell Jr. leftovers. Because he is. That's Gary Russell Jr.'s leftovers. That's up there at 135 pounds and is a mandatory for title shots at 135. Y'all just underestimate Gary Russell Jr., man. Y'all don't get that man his respect, man. I'm telling you. Because he ain't out there promoting himself like that. For real. That's the only take I have on it. He's not out there going on everybody's live streams, saying a bunch of incendiary stuff every other day and having a bunch of people gathering around him in these talks. That's the only difference. You just don't hear from him. But like Steven Espinoza said, I've been hearing a lot from Teofimo Lopez, and Teofimo Lopez ain't fighting no goddamn body. Okay? He got a shot against Lomachenko, and he don't even want to give Lomachenko a rematch. You know what I'm saying? He about to go fight. He ain't going to fight Devin Haney. He ain't fighting Ryan Garcia. He ain't fighting Teofimo Lopez. He ain't fighting Gervonta Tank Davis. But he got a lot of people talking about him and support. A lot of people talking about him. That's what that is. And that's been what that is. And that's why cats got pissed off at me, because I'm not going to play that. I'm not playing that shit. You know what I mean? Take that shit somewhere else. You know what I mean? Gary Russell Jr. is one of the best fighters in boxing. And just because he doesn't fight every year, don't mean you get to skip out on that. Guess who didn't fight every year too? Guillermo Rigondeaux. Guillermo Rigondeaux, nobody would get in the ring with him. But it's just Gary. But you guys are acting like Gary Russell Jr. is the one running around turning everybody down on them little kiddie hype games, man. Mike Kirkland said, I looked at Russell's last fight fight last night. Nobody beats him at 126 on down. He's a great fighter, just too small for bigger fighters. Much love in that super chat. We'll see. He wasn't too big. He fights bigger fighters. But anyway, I get sick of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get sick of the dumping on Gary Russell Jr. just because you're trying to support somebody else, man. Like, that to me don't make no sense. Doesn't make any sense to me. But I know what it is. I know what causes that. Without a doubt, I know what causes that. And it's bandwagonism. I'm telling you, it's bandwagonism. And I don't mind it because I'll jump on the bandwagon every now and then if it's worth jumping on. You know what I mean? I'll ride down the block on one if it's necessary. But y'all acting like Gary Russell Jr. Like Gary Russell Jr. some bum that's ducking everybody. It's like, man, stop. Everybody's ducking everybody. You know what I mean? The guy's at the dude is literally at 126 pounds. Talking about fighting a guy and he's ducking somebody that's at 135. Just think about that. Think about it. I'm telling you, man, people use that duck stuff as a way to build themselves. And guess who that is? Like Raleigh. Like Rocky Raleigh. Holly Raleigh. Spelled the same way, ain't it? But y'all want to say Rollie. Well, spell it Orrollie. Like a female. Anyway. I get sick of that, man. Sick of it, man. Malcolm Allen said there is a video of Tank asking to spar Spence because he hits hard several years ago on YouTube, but he said if he hits too hard, he's getting out the ring. That's why I like him. That's why I like Gervonta Davis, man. Gervonta Davis ain't full of it, man. Gervonta Davis is a straight shooter. He will tell you, man. Like, even like when everybody was talking about him fighting Keith Thurman, he was like, man, y'all think I'm Superman. Like, man, you see how big that dude is? And Keith Thurman can crack. Gervonta Davis is a lightweight, man. I'm telling you. That dude is a lightweight. He knows he's a lightweight. He's gonna stay at lightweight. And he don't do all of that calling people out and saying all that, you know, and talking about people ducking him and all that. I like that, man. Because that shit is, I'm serious, it's like a contagion. It was contagious. Like claiming duck is like now the way you take credit for beating people. You know what I mean? I said, where's that meeting we had? Why didn't you show up to the meeting? Like, man, what? Like, what? Teofimo Lopez. Well, we had a meeting scheduled and you didn't show up to the meeting. And then Bob Arum was like, yeah, somebody asked for a meeting. And we said, Bob Arum didn't even say he talked to Bill Haney. He said that the guy that's always with him, Derek, I think his name is Derek Harmon, that somebody called Derek Harmon and they said, yeah, okay, yeah, we meet. And then the meeting never got set up. But you know why the meeting never got set up? I guarantee you I can tell you why that meeting never got set up. Because that fight ain't happening. Not happening. Teofimo Lopez already said who he's fighting. He's already said what he's doing. But they'll flip back in a second. Oh, yeah, let's fight. Man, they talking, man. All bunch of talk. Anyway, Kevin Hunter said Teo is dumb for bringing Kambosos into the picture. He is a mandatory. He didn't have a chance. He didn't have a choice. That's a mandatory fight. That's an IBF mandatory. He has to fight him, man. Has to fight him. Anyway, man, I'll be calming myself down, man. That's just so ridiculous. Like, seriously, man. And for black people, too. We support black fighters, right? We support black fighters. For cats supporting black fighters, damn sure dumped on a black fighter. Damn near dumped a fucking whole truck full of garbage on a black fighter. Timothy 688 said, you sleeping on Gary, no one is walking him down. Absolutely, man. He ain't walk, man. That dude is for real. There's a reason these guys ain't fighting him, man. I'm telling you. Lomachenko is good. Let me tell you something. Lomachenko had at an advanced age had way more. He had way more trouble with Nakatani than he had with little Gary Russell Jr. Dude, he wasn't switching angles and doing all that stuff on Gary Russell Jr. He wound up, after he fought Gary Russell Jr., he wound up mopping everybody else at that. He only had like one more weight at that weight class, and then everybody in the weight class above that, and half the people at lightweight. That's what Lomachenko did. He didn't mop Gary Russell Jr. like that. But we, like Roy said, y'all just must have forgot or something. Fannon, you have an extra pep in your step today, or is it the edibles I ate? Everything entertaining live. Hey, man, much love in that super chat, man. Oh, I got pep in my step, man. I'm telling you, man, I'm in a much better place, man. In a much, much better place, man. Much better place than I had been, man. It was a task at a certain point in time to do live streams and to do videos and things like that. It was a task. You know what I mean? But now with the mindset that I'm in, I really feel good. I'm enjoying talking to you guys every day. And I feel really blessed that you guys support me, man. Donnie Rich in the building. Much love in that super chat, man. Thank you so much for the support. Donnie Rich said 10 years from now, Tia will be saying he beat Loma and still would not have been in the ring. Exactly, dog. All that talking ain't fighting not a damn soul. You know what I mean? All that talking ain't fighting nobody. You know what I'm saying? Gary Russell versus me, he will mop Monster Inoue. Mop him. Mop the floor with Monster Inoue. Monster Inoue, on the real, not really. They about the same size. Monster Inoue and Gary Russell Jr. are about the same size. Monster Inoue is going to wind up at 122. And Gary Russell Jr., if he really wanted to, could probably fight at 122. Gary Russell Jr. is he's a small 126. He's not a big 126. The reason I think he stays in 126 is he got a belt and it's so easy to make. He ain't got to drain himself. He ain't got to do nothing. The reason that, why has he been there for 10 years? Because he's pretty much at the upper limit of his physical weight. Now, as far as his skill, he can probably compete at 130 and compete at 135. But if Gary Russell Jr. is at 135, that is an itty bitty lightweight, dog. Monster get mopped, though, dog. Just straight up. Monster will get mopped. He said, in a way, he's taller but a smaller frame. Now he shrinks down. He dehydrates to make the weight. Look at Monster Inoue's pictures. And look at Gary Russell Jr. when he weighs in. It's a big difference. Gary Russell Jr. does not have to dehydrate to make 126. His brother, who's taller than him, is at 118. You ever notice that? Gary Antonio Russell, who is taller than Gary Russell Jr., is at a weight class 2 classes below Gary Russell Jr. Gary Russell Jr. got a little muscle on him. He's not a big guy, man. Challenge G Fitness said, and much love in that super chat, man. Said, Tank last couple of fights have shown me that dude IQ in the ring is underrated and his power carries into the later rounds. He's a problem. He's going to take a very intelligent fighter to beat him. Absolutely. It's going to take somebody who's going to fight him from the outside, score points, and can stay away from that dude and not let that dude jump in there, man. Hey, my man Knock You said, and much love in that super chat, man. Y'all supporting huge, and I appreciate it, man. I'm telling you, man. That whole Devin Haney issue really gets on the Devin Haney Gary Russell Jr. issue gets on my nerves. Seriously, man, because you can't tell me, honestly, man, because can't nobody tell me nothing about that. I read the contracts. I talked to both sides, and what I said, and here's the thing. When you tell somebody what's going to happen ahead of time, and it winds up happening, I ain't no bald-headed con man. When I say I'm going to tell you right now what's going to happen. In the middle of this, really early, I said it. While everybody was going back and forth, I said it. Devin Haney is going to fight Yuriorkis Gamboa. They've already got a date. They've already worked everything out. They've already had a contract negotiation, and they have a fight agreed upon. It's just not announced yet. Everything's done except for it being announced. And I was watching Yuriorkis Gamboa. Yuriorkis Gamboa was acting like he was fighting him. I'm like, what they going to do with Yuriorkis Gamboa? They just going to tell Yuriorkis Gamboa to go away when they've already got the fight set with Yuriorkis Gamboa? I told you. So when it happened, I'm like, man, y'all can call me a bald-headed, get mad at me, talk bad about me, all that stuff. But I was right. He was going to fight Yuriorkis Gamboa, period. And I remembered the whole negotiation. Gary Russell Jr. said two things. I'm not signing a multi-fight deal. I'm not doing it. And send me a term sheet. And the term sheet then we'll take to Al. The term sheet wasn't a term sheet. The term sheet was a straight up executable contract. It was over with right there. Because they were never going to have that fight, man. Never. That shit was never going to happen, man. But that's all right. Anyway, like I said, man, please don't call around me. Please don't call say Gary Duck Devin Haney, because it's just not fair to Gary Russell Jr. I don't got any ill will towards Devin Haney or anybody in his camp, but it is just very, very unfair to Gary Russell Jr. to run his name into the mud, okay, on something that he didn't deserve to have his name run into the mud for. Because we would never do, because people complained about that with Deontay Wilder and running Deontay Wilder's name in the mud because Deontay Wilder was supposed to be ducking Anthony Joshua. Like, we had just come off that. Everybody over there in the UK talking about how Deontay Wilder ducked Anthony Joshua and how he didn't take a $100 million contract with DAZN and how $14.5 million is the most money he ever made in his career. And everybody defended Deontay Wilder and understood that Deontay Wilder was not ducking that man. That Deontay Wilder wanted fair market value, and there were certain things in the contract that Deontay Wilder wanted. And if the deal was not fair, or what he wanted, that's not ducking. If you offer something that somebody does not want, that is not ducking. If you have somebody that is 2 weight classes below you, and you already have a fight date, that is not ducking. And definitely not worthy of tearing that man's name down like that, man. And I'm telling you, I'm a Gary Russell Jr. fan. I was a Devin Haney fan. Not a Teofimo Lopez fan, but I would tell you the same thing. If somebody was tearing down Teofimo Lopez's name on something that is just obviously not true, you say something about it. Anyway, man, as you can tell, I still ain't exactly 100% happy with that. Because then I got Jack getting fucked over by Teofimo Lopez's crew calling me a racist because I say he ain't the supreme, because I said he's not the undisputed champ. Dude, you ain't the undisputed champ. You're not. Devin Haney's got the WBC belt. Same belt Deontay Wilder had. Same belt Tyson Fury has. Same belt Errol Spence Jr. has. Same belt that every other WBC champion has is the belt that Devin Haney has. How are you undisputed when you don't have that belt? Is everybody or nobody else is a champion and you the only one? Anyway, Ray Patterson said, did you check out the fur coat Raleigh had on and it was 90-degree weather? Yeah, but he didn't have no shirt on. But he was showing off his chest and his stomach to everybody. So, that took a little heat off of him, man. He actually, and that wasn't no fur, man. That was that's crazy, man. Crazy they'll call you racist for speaking out, bros. Yeah, man, that's all right. Some people call me a coon for defending a black man. It didn't stop. That man, I'm telling you, man, they will say anything, dude. These cats will say anything to bend public opinion and to keep their names at the front of conversations. They'll say anything, man. Will literally say anything. And that's okay, because that's the job of the promoter. Job of the promoter is to sell the fighter. That don't mean I got to buy it. You know what I mean? Because I'm a boxing fan, man. I ain't got to buy that stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, that the dude was, I'm a Latino racist. I'm a racist against Latinos. Like, fuck you talking about, clown? You know what I mean? Like, man, shut up. Anyway, Nana Yah said, apart from mandatories, the top fighters are carefully managing their careers and being careful with who they fight. Moderate risk-taking and maximizing earnings, cash out at the end of the career, man. If they're going to get beat on the way there, though. Then that shit's not going to work out for them. I'm telling you. It ain't gonna work out with him, man. I'm trying, man. New Light 76 in the building. It ain't gonna work out for him like that. It's gonna work out for a couple people like that. It's not gonna work out for everybody like that, man. I'm telling you. They're gonna have to fight, man. They're gonna have to fight, or they're gonna have to fight these guys. They're not gonna be superstars. These guys are not superstars. Just straight up and down, dog. They are not superstars. They talk a lot like they are, but they're not, man. Teofimo Lopez ain't no superstar, dog. Ryan Garcia ain't no superstar. Devin Haney ain't no superstar. These guys, Riley Romero, damn sure ain't no superstar. They're not. They are doing a lot of talking. And they do a lot of talking promoting themselves. And that's their job, to promote themselves. But they're doing this impersonation. Devin Haney less so than everybody else. Devin Haney is actually trying to get fights. He's actually trying to get fights. Teofimo Lopez playing games. Ryan Garcia is not ready. And he clearly knows he's not ready. So Oscar De La Hoya knows he's not ready. So they're not going to put him out there against anybody too quick. Teofimo Lopez is doing a lot of he's playing a lot of games, man. He's playing games because you already know what you're doing. You're not going to fight at lightweight anymore, and you're going to go try to fight Josh Taylor at 140 pounds. You've already said it, but then he'll switch up what he's saying depending on who he's talking to avoid saying he's ducking. Dude, if he was telling the truth to Devin Haney, he'd say, look, man, I'm not fighting you. I'm not fighting you. I'm fighting George Kambosos, and then I'm moving to 140 pounds. That's if he was being honest, that's what he would say. Not, oh yeah, man, I'll fight you. You didn't show up to the meeting. Man, what do you mean you didn't show up to the meeting? You're moving to 140. You're saying you're moving to 140. How are you? What meeting? You know what I'm saying? A meeting to talk about it, right? As if 99% of meetings don't pan out into anything, man. Gary and Devin are the most ducked fighters of the decade. Rigo, more ducked than both of them. Rigondeaux is the most ducked fighter that Gary's probably second. I don't think Devin hasn't been ducked like Gary. He's not been ducked as much as Gary. He ain't been around long enough to have been ducked as much as Gary. He's been ducked by two fighters that I can see. He's been ducked by Lomachenko, and he's been ducked by Teofimo Lopez. Those are the ducks on Devin Haney's record. I don't see anybody else that I would say ducked him. You know what I mean? Ducked him. Anyway. Giovanni Walker said, since your wife went on vacation, it's all boxing, huh? Nah, man, she didn't go on vacation, man. She went to work, man. She went to work. So nah, man, she didn't go to vacation. She actually, is making that bread. You know what I mean? Like, I can say that. Hold on one second. All right, I had to check, man. Say they playing Duck, Duck, Goose. Yeah, they doing a lot of talking, man. On the real, man. My man, how do you say that? Misibi says, salute Fannon from South Africa. Why is the fight between Tank and Devin never brought up? It's always them against other fighters because Mayweather Promotions ain't making that fight, man. Because Mayweather Promotions ain't making that fight. Floyd already said he ain't making a fight. I already said it. And honestly, Ben, I don't think that Devin Haney needs to say anything about Tank because the fight right there for him is the Teofimo Lopez fight. But on real, what's going to happen is Teofimo Lopez is about to vacate his belts, and then Devin's going to be the WBC champion. And then there's going to be a bunch of other cats fighting for the WBA, the IBF, and all of that. So Devin's either going to stay right there at 135 with his belts and then wait to unify against other fighters, which is going to be difficult because those belts are going to wind up being in the hands of Top Rank. Vasily Lomachenko more than likely is going to get his hands back on those belts because I don't see really anybody else out there that can beat Vasily. So, it seems to me like the fight that is out there for him is the Vasily Lomachenko fight. That's what it looks like to me. Said Fannon, Floyd knows how slick Devin is. He's not a good matchup. Yeah. I mean, honestly, that's not a good matchup. I think you might be right about that. That is because Devin Haney will stay on the outside and box them and box a much smaller Gervonta Davis. You know, but on the real, Gervonta, I don't know if Gervonta Davis is fighting any of those dudes, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, but Floyd already said, man, they're fighting him. Floyd is honest, man. Even though I'm going to tell you, dude, Floyd's feeling the effects from that boxing career, man. Like that, I was watching him up on that stage, man. Like Floyd is changing a little bit, man. I hope Floyd doesn't get back in the ring no more. Like, for real. Floyd don't need to get in the ring against anybody that is hitting Floyd Mayweather in the head, man. Absolutely not, dude. You can tell, man. Really, really, man. It's subtle, but dude, it's just something. He ain't little bit loopy, dog. He seems a little bit loopy, dog. Like he seems like he's in a loop. And that's like the first thing that you see one of the things you see when people get brain damage is they stay in a loop. He's stuck on Bragg. You know what I'm saying? And when he was talking, I was like, dude, this ain't got nothing to do. It ain't got nothing to do. Nothing to do with what you're supposed to be here talking about. I certainly hope, man, he don't get back in that ring, man. Please don't let Floyd. Please don't let Floyd. I don't care who. Jake Paul, anybody that is going to hit him in the head. Please do not put that man back in that ring, man. Rado K said, what's the next step for Davis at lightweight if he stays fighting Showtime fighters? He should go after Haney or Lopez for the belts. It's going to be whatever he want to do, man. It's going to be whatever he want to do, man. It's going to be whatever he wants to do, and it's going to stay that way. He's the man. They got to figure out a way to fight him. That's going to be the take. They're going to have to find a way to fight him, dog. You know what I'm saying? Blue Blood said 50 pro fights. Yeah, man. And a lot of training, a lot of years, amateur fights, all that stuff. I just hope that he doesn't get back in that ring no more, man. Mark 76 Mark said, I saw that. He sounded like his dad a bit. Yeah, man. Like, he don't need to get hit no more, man. Really. Like, please don't get hit no more, man. Like, I like him. I mean, I appreciate what he's doing and all that for boxing. And you don't want to see a dude do all of that and then not have his senses about him. Because what he said was, he was going to get out early of boxing so that he didn't want to wind up like these other guys. But he keeps fighting. I mean, he keeps fighting. And he keeps getting hit in the head. Even like that bum Logan Paul hit him behind the head a bunch of times. I mean, he hit him on the gloves. But, dude, that stuff is still connecting with your brain. You know what I mean? Hey, yeah, man, get them lights up, man. Floyd wasn't involved in much wars during his career. Neither was Muhammad Ali. Maybe in the 70s he got hit. Man, he's in a lot of fighting, dog. Telling you, man. He's in a lot of fighting, dog. A lot. He's been hit a lot in his career, man. A lot. Just out of training, man. It's just not the ring. It's also in sparring. It's in your amateur careers and all that. But anyway, I hope I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? I hope I'm wrong, man. I hope I'm wrong. You know what I mean? Same fight, different round. Said Raleigh is a little slow and people around him know him because I can definitely tell his ass was on a little yellow school bus. Hey, man, he's just a character. He's a character actor, man. He's a character actor. He's pretending, man. That's what you call pretending. Riley Romero. I don't believe a word coming out that man's mouth. He ain't that level of fighter. He lost to Jackson. He lost to Jackson Marinez, who is a B+, who's a B level fighter. I just think he's phony. I don't think that Riley Romero is real at all. I don't think that he really talks all that smack. You know what I mean? Because it's just corny. It's too corny. He's doing it for attention. He's doing it to sell himself. And he's successfully sold himself by getting in there in the middle of all of this talking and being the biggest shit talker of all of them. That's what he is. He's the biggest crap talker of all those guys at lightweight. And he's the least skilled. You know what I mean? The rest of those guys can at least fight. You know what I'm saying? The rest of those guys can at least fight. Riley Romero can't. Riley Romero ain't that, man. I'm telling you, man. He said that the voice don't go with him. He sounds like he's trying to be Major Payne. Yeah, man. It's like, and he's trying to look like, it's like he's mean mugging, dog. Like one time I saw him smiling. Can you break down Ali? The greatest, most talented heavyweight ever. Fastest hands, fastest feet, fastest, all of that, dog. Fastest, all of that stuff. But he's a fake, man. He was sitting there, I saw him trying to smile, like the camera was there, and he was like seriously, man. And he was trying to hold his mouth like this. And trying to hold his mouth in position. Man, fake. He's a fake. That's all he is. That's what he is to me. He's a fraud. Riley's a fraud, and he about to get busted out. That fraud about to get busted out, man. Ace the boxing fan said, honestly, Tank doesn't even want this fight. He just came he just some crap Floyd doing. I believe Tank wants to fight the best. Yeah, dude, he definitely want to hurt that dude now. He want to hurt that dude now, but no, man, he ain't asking for that fight. He asked about other stuff, man. He talks about fighting Teofimo Lopez, fighting Josh Taylor. That's who I've heard Tank say that he wants to fight. But this is, I mean, honestly, man, I think this is just it's an easy fight for him. You know, and what's the last two fights he had? Leo Santa Cruz and Mario Barrios. After that Mario Barrios fight, I can't break down Ken Norton. I don't know enough about Ken Norton. On the real. I don't know enough about Ken Norton to break him down. Solid, very solid fighter. Great trainer in Eddie Futch. He's a top-notch fighter, man. Came in with his crab defense, always aggressive, stays aggressive consistently through the fight. Tailor-made for somebody like George Foreman, a difficult fight for somebody like Muhammad Ali. You know what I mean? C. Coolidge said Fannon, Styles not saying Riley will win because he's not. Has Tank fought that style? Trash? I'm sure in the amateurs. I mean, Tank ain't fought my style. That don't mean, dog. Hey, Bivol, come on, man. Don't do that to me, man. It's like 6 guys you've asked me to break down, bro. And we're in a completely different conversation. I just did him home. I don't want to ignore that, but I can't break down. I can't keep doing that, especially when the conversation's about something else. And that's no shot at you. I'm just saying I can't. But I don't want to keep ignoring that, like passing when you're asking me and not saying anything because it's a little bit distracting. I can't break all those heavyweights down, man. We're talking about Riley Romero and Tank. Alex Chavez said, Fannon, you think we'll see Tank ever in the ring with a legitimate sitting world champion? Well, we've already seen it in Jose Pedraza. And we saw it the fight before last with Leo Santa Cruz. Leo Santa Cruz was a legit sitting world champion. Absolutely. We've already seen him in there. We've seen him in there with 2. Jose Pedraza, and Leo Santa Cruz. That's legit. Those are legit sitting champions. He was Leo Santa Cruz was the 130 pound WBA super champion when Gervonta Davis fought him. So yeah, man, you're gonna see that. We've already seen it. Hey, look, man, I ain't getting on. Gervonta's the real deal, dog. Gervonta's the real deal. It's just I want to see the dude fight these guys at lightweight. All right, I don't have any problem with what he did at 130, man. I don't have any problem with what he did at 130. I would have loved to see the Tevin Farmer fight. I'd have loved to see the Miguel Burchell fight. Shoot, I'd like to see him fight Oscar. I'd love to see him fight Oscar Valdez. Love to see him on those fights. So hopefully we can get that, hopefully we can get that down the line. But I say he wants you to break down the world. Yeah, man, I can only break down I can't keep doing that. You know what I'm saying? Giovanni Walker said no sound. You sure? It looks like the sound is on to me. Why is Tank considered a pound-for-pound fighter when he has not beat someone of real significance in his weight and not fighting the best in any divisions? That's not true. Because that's not true. Number one, I don't really hear a lot of people mention him on pound-for-pound lists. I don't think he gets his credit. I think he's one of the pound-for-pound best fighters because what I see him doing in the ring. He's one of the best fighters in boxing, man. But he has beaten legitimate champions. To break on the scene, he beat Jose Pedraza. That was legitimately a guy that was probably the best at 130 pounds when he fought him. He beat Leo Santa Cruz. Him and Leo Santa Cruz are the same size. Okay? If you look at the fight and you see those guys get in the ring, Leo Santa Cruz and Gervonta Davis are the same size. In fact, Leo Santa Cruz is probably a little bigger than Gervonta Davis. That was a legitimate win against a guy that was a 4-division champion, or maybe 5. Is he at 4 or 5? Those are legitimate wins for Gervonta Davis, man. My man, Michael Kirkland, man, much love in that super chat, man. Thank you so much for the support, man. He said, I'm an old head who likes what Riley doing promoting this fight better than how Shakur Stevenson's promoting the fight. Yeah, I can get with that. But, I would actually believe Shakur Stevenson if he was saying the stuff Riley was saying. I would believe it. I don't believe Riley, dog. Riley, he don't hit as hard as me. Man, dog, you got to hit the man, though. And you got to avoid getting your ass hit. You know what I mean? Yeah, but much love in that super chat. And Chris McLean in that super chat, man. Much love in that super chat, man. Thank you for the support, brother. Telling you, man. Thank you so much, man. I said, how do you think Devin, T.O., who is T.O., and Ryan would do against Mario Barrios at 140? T.O., you talking about T.O. Okay. I think they all beat him. Except for maybe Ryan Garcia. Maybe Ryan Garcia. I think Mario Barrios has a chance to beat Ryan Garcia. I think Devin Haney and him are a good fight, but I would take Devin Haney over him. And I would take Teofimo Lopez. I would take Teofimo Lopez over him too. He said Terrell Owens, yeah. Shakur ain't no hype job, man. That dude can fight, man. Say YouTube blocking comments. Watch this. Oh, are they? Maybe I could have a rogue wrench. But no, when you block, it's there, though. Shakur is a beautiful fighter. He got so much potential. Yeah, I don't think he's a hype job, man. He's a real deal, man. Definitely the real deal, man. Marcel said Tank versus T.O. would be, yeah, that was a great fight. Absolutely. I got Tank over T.O. I got Tank over Teofimo Lopez, man. Teofimo Lopez don't want to fight Tank, man. I'm telling you, man, Teofimo Lopez don't want to fight Tank. That's a bad matchup for him. Bad matchup. Don't want that. I think that's a bad matchup because Teofimo Lopez ain't beating nobody from the outside. He's not going to outbox him. He's not boxing him from the outside. The only reason that I give Devin Haney a chance is because Devin Haney might actually be able to stay on the outside and fight on the outside. That's it. That's the only reason that I get that dude, that I give him a shot at that. If he had more power, then I would say, yeah. Like if he could really sit down and crack, then I would be like, okay, yeah, then maybe he could also step in and give Tank something to worry about. But if Devin can't give him something to worry about, then Gervonta's going to walk him down. And Gervonta Davis hits a slew harder than Jorge Linares does. You know what I mean? And honestly, I think he's a much more well-rounded fighter. Tank is the truth, man. You know what I mean? Tank is the truth as a fighter. Shakur stops hearing. Hey, man, we'll see. You know, that's a big case of we'll see, man. Carlos Enrique, man, said Riley got smoked versus Haney in sparring. Even put him on the canvas, and Tank has more power than Haney. Yeah, I mean, you know what it is. You know what it is, man. You know what it is. Ain't nobody fooled about this fight. And even that's why I like Leonard Ellerbe, man. Like, there's one time I considered making an anti-Leonard Ellerbe video because he says something that I didn't like, right? So I was like, and honestly, man, I ain't going to do that. I'm not even going to do that to, like, I'm trying to get away from that. But anyway, Leonard Ellerbe says something, man. I was like, what? But, man, I listened again. Before I did the video, I was like, let me listen to what Leonard Ellerbe said again. So I listened to him very slowly. And then I went to other videos that he did, like other interviews that he did. I'm telling you, man, Leonard Ellerbe don't lie. He is very, very good at walking that line, but I'm telling you, that man does not overextend himself, and he does not lie. I respect Leonard Ellerbe, man, because Leonard Ellerbe, even last night, when he was, even in the press conference, when Leonard Ellerbe was talking about it, man, Leonard Ellerbe was, when he said, I'm not talking about the fighters, like the skill level of the fighters, but this is going to be like Hagler Hearns. And then I was like, man, I know he ain't talking about Riley Romero being nobody's Thomas the Hitman Hearns. But then I thought about it. He said very carefully, I'm not talking about the skill levels of the fighters. So I was like, oh, you talking about Riley about to come in there winging punches and about to get knocked spark out. You mean that? Yeah, oh my God. Did I say a Tyson Fury line? Spark out. Hey man, shout out to the UK. I said spark out. Slap myself for saying that, man. I'll slap myself for saying that one, man. Leonard tell the truth, man. I ain't lying, man. I've been trying, and I'm not trying to catch Leonard Ellerbe in anything, but I've been paying attention. Man, that dude tells the truth, man. Floyd Mayweather Jr. will tell you the truth too. Floyd ain't out there telling whoppers. You know what I mean? He said, we're going to have in-house fights. And the next fight they got was an in-house fight. So they're going to make money off of Riley, and they're going to make money off of Gervonta Davis. You know, they're going to do both of those, man. And exactly what he said. It ain't going to be a fight that I'm in some gigantic hurry to see. Except for this one I am. I ain't going to lie, man. That's bad blood, dog. Bad blood sells for me. Yes, hey, Bivol said there's only one Tyson Fury. Yeah, man, I can't believe I said it too. I was all kind of what he gonna knock you spark out. Influenced by those goddamn Brits, dog. What else? I said something else influenced by the Brits, man. Chat. I actually said, man, stop chatting. Y'all chatting. We just chatting shit. Ace the boxing fan, man, with that support and that super chat, man. Thank you so much, brother. Much love in that super chat, man. Riley said Riley trainer said he trains him in karate, street fighting, and boxing. Bro, I started dying. Hey, man. I wanted to say, man, I don't know, what's the death kneel? What's that funeral song, dog? And then Riley, and then to boot, your boy was hilarious, man. Gervonta Davis was hilarious. He did a lot more talking than he usually does, man. He was like, man, because hey, look, he tried to be polite. He thought about being polite to the trainer. He was like, man, throw all them dudes in the garbage can. He's like, man, throw all them dudes in the garbage can, man. I was like, oh, Lord, man, I love it, man. I ain't gonna lie, dog. Riley Romero, man, I hope he gets a couple million for this fight, man. He probably gonna get a couple mil. I don't know. I wonder if he's gonna get a couple mil. If he pops up with a $500,000 payday, I'm gonna be like, man, you shouldn't have taken that fight, dog. Man, if he getting less than a cool million for this fight, man, that's a whole lot of behind whooping you about to get for that money. You know what I mean? Stallion Triple X, man. What's going on, Sid? That name be killing me, dog. You got that porn star name, man. He said, salute Fannon, but I'm willing to bet that Fury was on something. You see the way he still got up after Wilder sent his shockwaves through Fury's body. Yeah, not normal. I mean, hey, man, it is what it is at this point, man. I'm not, I don't know what I can say. You know what I mean? I can't, I'm tired of that, man. Like, Tyson Fury won the fight. Deontay Wilder got his money. You know what I mean? We got to get on. We got to get on to different stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm not giving these clown UK fans who are coming to my channel just hoping. Oh, you're making an excuse. You're making excuses. Don't make excuses. Man, shut up. Your guy won. I said, you're making an excuse. Man, shut up. I'm telling you right now, Tyson Fury won the fight. We were making all those excuses beforehand. Let me tell you, man, I didn't make no excuses beforehand. Tyson Fury's a cheating bastard. I'll still tell you he's a cheating bastard, but he won the fight. And I'm moving on, man. You ain't gonna be able to put words in my mouth. We keeping it pushing over here, especially after Deontay Wilder won. He won. He made so much money that you guys can never call him broke and say that nobody knows him. And he's still getting his respect as a fighter. There you go. He didn't lose anything out of that fight. You already thought he was a bum. He showed he was a warrior. Congratulations, Deontay Wilder, man. You got through that fight and earned people's respect. You can't call him a bum if he was in Fight of the Year. Because they're going to get that fighter. He's going to get Fight of the Year. They're going to get Fight of the Year out of that. You can't, he was outboxed by Tyson Fury, but he wrecked Tyson Fury at the same time in the 4th round. Put that dude on the ground and showed you. Yeah, man, I'm serious. My power is real. Tyson Fury's like talking about he's going to walk through his shots and all of that. He walked right into that spine getting shivered. Hey, man, and I'm happy for it. You know what I mean? And I'm happy for it, man. Latoya Dumas said, Riley, pure comedy. Man, that dude's a pure joke. Like, Riley, a pure joke, man. And congratulations, man. Congratulations on the Ricardo Mayorga. Congratulations on the Ricardo Mayorga. But honestly, man, I think Ricardo Mayorga is a better fighter than he is, man. Year of the upsets. Who got upset? I haven't seen any upsets this year. I haven't seen any upsets this year. I haven't seen any. What upsets? Hold on one second. It's going to take 1 second. 1 second. I have not seen any upsets this year. Yeah, you have to put something in the bottom of the chat, man, because I can't. It's going so slow. Oh, there you go. I see Ace Boxing fan. Hold on 1 second, man. Ace Box. Damn, come on. There you go. Ace Boxing fan. You are wrenched up, homie. There you go. Make the chat a nice warm blue. I don't like all that pale gray. You know what I mean? Kevin Wells in the building. What's going on, man? Oh, it said Philip, Mikey Garcia got upset. Yeah, but he wasn't no champ. You know what I mean? I guess that's an upset. But the year of it's not a big upset because he wasn't no champ. He was half in it. It was an upset. But what are the other upsets? That was an upset, though. Mikey and cheating Valdez, that's a robbery. Valdez lost that fight, man. I think at first I was swayed by the commentary in that fight, in that Valdez fight. I was swayed by the commentary. But as I went back and I actually thought about it, I'm like, man, you know what? That boy got robbed, man. That boy Constance got robbed in a bunch of different ways in that fight, man. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, but I wouldn't say that makes it upset of the year. There's upsets. Like, I don't consider Alexander Usyk versus Anthony Joshua an upset. That ain't no upset to me, man. You know what I'm saying? That ain't no upset. That's exposure. You know what I mean? There's a difference. There's a difference between having an upset and being exposed. You know what I'm saying? And Anthony Joshua was just exposed. You know what I mean? It's just what it is, man. Not upset of the year, though. Yeah, I mean, it's like, who's the upset? I mean, what other upsets are there, man? What's going on Southern T Boxing in the building? What are the other upsets for it to be the year of the upset? I don't see it. I see it being the year, unless you want to say that draw with Jermell Charlo, that draw with Jermell Charlo was somehow an upset because Jermell got it because Castano got a draw. Maybe that. But other than that, nah, man. Hell no. That ain't no upset. That was clarification. Ugas Pac was not an upset. I guess it was from the boxing odds because people were dumb. But no, that was another year of the exposure. If anything, that was exposure. I told, man, I knew that boy was about to whoop that boy. I knew that boy was about to whoop that boy. There wasn't no way he was getting out of that, man. He wasn't no way. Because honestly, man, Manny Pacquiao lost the second half of that fight. Lost the second half of that fight with Keith Thurman. And Keith Thurman was hitting him so clean, man. Like, he was hitting him so clean in the fight where I was like, no, man, this dude is getting... Because people always they look at the knockdown, they look at the fact that he won, like, oh, man, this is the... I got that. But, dude, he was getting hit real flush with that straight right hand by Keith Thurman over and over again. And I was like, nah, man, he ain't the same no more, man. He ain't the same no more. Chris McClain said, much love in that super chat, man. Y'all supporting today, man. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, man. He said, Raleigh knocking out Tank, upset of the century. Dude, seriously, if Raleigh Romero knock out Tank, I will literally shoot a crow and eat it. No, I won't. I ain't gonna lie. No, I won't. However, dog, I'll eat that crow. You know what I'm saying? I'll be in here like, hey, man, I don't know what I can say. I was wrong, man. I don't know what I can say. If I miss that call, oh, man, dog. I am trying to tell you, I don't usually make calls unless I know they're good. This call is like, I don't see how I could get it wrong. Like, I just do not understand how Raleigh Romero is. Lopez an upset? What Lopez? What Lopez is an upset? What Lopez got an upset? What Lopez? Oh, you talking about Kambosos? If Kambosos beats Teofimo Lopez, dog, I am going to laugh for a month straight. Laugh for a month straight, dog, if that dude loses to him, man. And I hope, you know what I hope? Kambosos turns around and tells him no rematch. No rematch. But I haven't seen Kambosos. I have to go watch Kambosos to even think that there's a chance, right? Like, I didn't see Sandor, what's his name, fight before. I didn't pay enough attention to it, dog, to go watch him. You know what I mean? Willie Earl said, I'm very curious. If Wilder would have won, would it still be considered a classic? Yeah. If he had knocked him down, I think it would have been. For me, for me, it would have been a classic. I can't, but no, seriously, man, that's a lot of honest boxing fans, man. Like, as far as that goes, that's a lot of people giving Deontay Wilder his credit. And they had to give that man his credit because that man fought hard to get back in the ring with that guy, to get back in the ring with Tyson Fury, and he gave everything he had, man. If he had any quitter in him, any punk in him, dude, dog, he laid everything he had on that line, man, in that fight, dog. If you are a real fan, you can't walk away without respecting that man, dog. You can't, because they give everybody else their hero credit. You know what I mean? Like Arturo Gatti, Arturo Gatti is the type of dude, he may not be the best fighter in the world, but man, he's willing to die in the ring. You know what I mean? He's willing to lay it on the line and give everything in the run. He's not a front runner, and that's what Deontay Wilder showed, man. Deontay Wilder showed he had a lot of heart, man. And I think he deserves a lot of. I've been giving the dude his credit, man, but that I was happy for him. Like wasn't happy that he lost the fight, but coming out of that dude, I was very, very, very happy for him, man. In that regard, man. Hold on one second. Sorry, I had to tell my dogs to shut up. They getting excited out there. Man, Willie Earl in that building, man. Much love in that super chat, man. He said, if Wilder won, would the fight still be considered a classic? Oh, I did that. Did I already do that? Was that too? Yo, no, yeah, I did that, man. I'm losing. Maybe I got punched in the head too many times. Oh, this is it. Chris McClain. I skipped Chris McClain. He said, Riley knocking out Tank would be upset of the century. Man, I'm telling you, without a doubt. I can't see it, brother. Let me get that super chat. That gone for y'all. Man, I can't see it, dog. I can't see it. I can't feel it. I don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe it, dog. None of that, man. C. Coolidge in the building said, Fannon, Wilder was punch drunk for 9 rounds and still hurting Wilder. Yeah, man. Yeah. I was shocked when Tyson Fury knocked him down on that inside shot, though. I was like, dang. Because they were just on him, hit him with that hook on the inside and dropped him. But, hey, man, there may have been real damage done to Deontay Wilder in that last fight, too. That's something else. That dent in that dude's head, man. That dent in his head could have played into that, man. Really could have played into that. I hope it didn't, but you know what it is, man. FSU OKC WGC said Rosado gonna beat Munguia. They're gonna give him the decision. Hey, man, Rosado is a better fighter, man. Rosado a better fighter than people give Rosado credit for. If Rosado tries to outbox Munguia then I think he can win if he boxes him. Because Gabriel Rosado can box. He's a much better fighter, but he's a guy that can box, but likes to go blood and guts. You know what I mean? He likes to go to blood and guts, likes to get in there and get all cut up and all that, man. He don't care. That's why Gabriel Rosado is one of my favorite fighters. I'm not saying he's one of the best fighters, but Gabriel Rosado is one of my favorite fighters because I love the dude's attitude, man. Love the dude's attitude. But Jaime Munguia is probably one of the most overrated fighters in boxing. Came in overrated. They slowed the pace down on him a little bit, got him away from that WBO 154-pound belt. But definitely, man, one of the most overrated fighters in boxing, Jaime Munguia. I'm not big on him. Virgil Ortiz got less hype. Got less hype than Jaime Munguia did. You know, so and Virgil Ortiz is the real deal. Jaime Munguia is not. Jaime Munguia is not. Ryan Garcia may be the real deal. Maybe. But I don't know. You know what I mean? TD Rose said Munguia stay getting touched up on a consistent basis, dog. On a consistent basis, he's getting slapped up. That's why I'm like, nah, man. Hell no. I ain't big on him, man. Beezus. The notorious, what is that? Jesus. Man, I can't remember that line from Biggie. Beezus said, I had never heard Riley speak before. After hearing his little ass voice stumble its words and insults out, I lost all hope for it being a good fight. Dude, he looked scared. He looked like he was trying to intimidate him. Like, yeah, you man, trying to get in that man's head, man. That dude did not. Worse than Caleb Plant, dog. Worse than Caleb Plant Canelo, man. Because Caleb believes it. Caleb believes that. But the same attitude coming off Canelo is the same attitude coming off Gervonta Tank Davis. Those dudes is real fighters, man. Hold on one second. Man, them dogs get the barking, man, going nuts, man. Silo Silence said, when is Dillian White going to get in the ring again? Who cares? My first answer is, I don't know. I don't care. But probably like the middle of next year, something like that. He'll probably come in like the middle of next year, I suspect. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere around there. Whenever Tyson Fury is available to fight. Because he damn sure just ducked that Isle of Violence fight. And because he ain't talking about rescheduling it. Isle of Violence, like, let's reschedule it. They ain't trying to reschedule it. They trying to swerve that dude. Trying to swerve him because he got a good chance to lose, man. Got a very good chance to lose Otto Violent, man. Dillian White ain't that good, man. Hold on one second, man. Sorry about that. My dogs were in the backyard and the lawnmower folks showed up. They were like, man, will you get this big ass dog out this backyard, dog? Man. They knocked hard too, man. Like, please come get this dog. Please, Lord, come get this dog. Copper Aborigines. There you go. Yeah, who shot you? Separate weak from the, who shot you? Yeah, there you go. Who shot you? Man, that shit was crazy, man. I wish that dude, you niggas getting killed over rap music, man. Leave that alone, man. Killed over a rhyme, man. Killed over a rhyme. When you're making all that good dough, man. Anyway, man, TD Rowe. Riley sounds like the aliens from Space Jam. Riley just sounds like he's scared, man. Riley, I don't know how many times I can say that, man. I don't know how many times I can just call that man straight up trash. Like, but I'm probably going to call him a trash a couple thousand more times, dog. Because that's exactly what that boy is, man. Copper Aborigine said, Tyson Fury ain't ducking Dillian White. That's on Eddie Hearn. Oh, no, Tyson Fury going to duck him out. I'm telling you, Tyson Fury ain't going to fight him. I don't believe it. That's my gut feel. Dude, my gut feel with Tyson Fury is that Tyson Fury is going to drop that belt. That's my gut feeling. Is that Tyson Fury is going to drop that belt. But boy, he said, you said spine getting shivered. Something's wrong with you. What you mean? Spine getting, what do you mean? Did I say spine shivered? I mean, them dudes were scared of that dog, man. My dog Zeus a big dude. My dog Zeus, when I walk in the backyard, the way he runs at that fence, even with me there, is quite frightening. Like, no joke, because he pounces. He's like, my dog's like 110 pounds. He's like 110, somewhere like that, but with a big head, and he runs, he pounces. Like, he don't run. Like, he's like, boom, boom. He'll do like this thing where he goes, boop, boop, boop. And it's just like he jumps in the air. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this dog? Very, 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 very. Peter Davenport said, I sent the lyrics to you. Look in the chat. Oh, okay. Jesus. Before I squeeze and bust. Yeah, that's what it is, man. Jesus, the notorious, just please us with your lyrical thesis. We just chilling, milking, top billing, silking, pure linen. Got me a little C's. That's my dude, Biggie Smalls, dog. God, dog, man. That is my rapper right there, dog. No joke. New York pizza sucks, but they rappers can roll, man. Like when KRS-One, dog, KRS-One is, man, them dudes can go, man. No joke, man. I will say a lot of crap about New York pizza because I think that crap is crap. But, man, them rappers, dog, no joke, man. No joke. Them dudes can rhyme, man. The women can rhyme. I love New York rap, man. They really, they're the best, man. The Southern stuff, they mumble too much for me. Chicago stuff, they always talk about killing people too much. Like Chicago rap, from what I've seen, is just so much focused on murdering everybody on the block then I'm like, man, I just can't keep listening to this. Like, I like it. Like, I like the music, but I seriously, man, I can't keep, it's depressing. All that murder. Like, nah, man, let's, you know what I mean? Anyway, Viva 2 Vita said, driving and listening to this boxing conversation with the best in the business. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. Mark Jones said, hey, what kind of dog you have? Haha, I got an Anatolian Shepherd. It's actually a mix between an Anatolian Shepherd and a Belgian Malinois. So it's a little bit shorter than the typical Anatolian Shepherd, but it's just thick and very, 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 very athletic. It's a beautiful dog, man. It's a designer dog. It's two pure breeds. It's a pure breed Malinois and a pure breed Anatolian Shepherd. That was the runt of the litter. Not a runt of the litter, but probably like, because it's not that aggressive. It's a very, very nice dog. Silas said, Jesus Notorious just please us with the lyrical thesis. Yeah, that's my dude, man. That was my dude, man. Knuckle Up said, Tyson going to vacate the WBC title and request the franchise to avoid mandatory. That's what I think. They'll franchise him. He going to drop it, they going to franchise him. Dillian White, man, well, honestly, man, it's going to be funny. Ain't no more money out there for Tyson. Tyson Fury going to be real glad that he took that Deontay Wilder fight. Real glad. Because that shit would have been absolutely hair. He said, Copper Aborigine said, Martin, that's a monster of a dog. Yeah, man, because it's them Belgian Malinois ain't no joke. them some killers, right? Them Belgian Malinois. And Anatolian Shepherds it's just a huge, but I love him, man. Wilder Bridge right now, man, he's going heavyweight, dog. I'm telling you. He ain't going nowhere. Ain't going nowhere, man. Silo Sign said, what? Big forever New York pizza for life. That's what's up. You from New York, I'm from Chicago, so I ain't never giving y'all a pizza, though. The rest of that stuff, I'll give New York almost anything. Most things, I give New York pub over Chicago. And I love Chicago. Love Chicago. Most things, I'll give New York, be like, yeah, New York is like that. Like, I wouldn't want to live there, but to visit there, spend maybe a couple years in New York got a lot of stuff going on, man, that people in nobody else in the country got going on, even though I've never been to LA. So I can't speak about LA. But anywhere else, anything other than LA, New York is the city. No joke about it. New York is the city, dog. It is the city. Keenan Johnson, an Anatolian Shepherd's bite force is 733 PSI. Zeus can crush a bone. Yeah, Zeus eats bones. Yes, he can crush a bone. Dude, I got big bones, dude. I got big bones. And Zeus eats the bone. Like the whole damn bone. Like over time. Well, he'll scrape it to death, but he'll crack that shit for sure. Man, I'll throw him a chicken bone, like, raw chicken bones. I'm not going to do it anymore. But I used to give him, man, that dude would just sit there he treats chicken bones like popsicles. Like, just sits there and eats them. Like, no problem. Will eat a chicken bone with no problem. That's why I had to discipline him very early about using his mouth. Because he likes to nip. He used to like to play and put his mouth on my arm. Like, man, you better get your ass up off my arm, dog. You know what I'm saying? We ain't playing that. He said Chicago used to have the best Jewtown burgers and hot dogs. Yeah, they still over there. They call them Maxwell, though. You got to be politically correct now. They're called Maxwell street dogs, and they will run through you. Woo, cheeseburgers. That ain't cheeseburger, though. Cheeseburger up out there on the north side. Copper Aborigine said New York has everything, never sleeps 24/7. Yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie. In Chicago, it's over at about 10 o'clock. 11 o'clock, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Ain't too much more of that, man. Real Life Living said I got a great Dane that could lick Fury in the mouth on his back legs. He is 60 inches and can put my head in his mouth. Yeah, I want one of them. My only problem with them is they live the lot. He said Anatolian Shepherds can be vicious. I saw one kill its own litter and the mother. Oh, for real? Yeah, I got that out of him. He was gonna kill my what do you call it? I got a Highland Terrier, and it's a Highland Terrier that got an attitude like a terrier, got the terrier fight in him, And it kept fucking around. And this dude's a puppy. You know, he's just now, I would say, getting to full grown. Right? But when that other dog got here, he's a puppy. And one day, because everybody was like, oh, that terrier is punking. The terrier is punking the shepherd. I was like, man, no, he is not. Every time Zeus looks at that little dog, I immediately look at Zeus and say, leave him alone. No, no, no. So he knew from me not to mess with that dog. But I'm telling you, one day I saw his teeth bared and he had put that little dog on his back, like flipped him with his nose, put him on his back and was standing there with teeth bared like he was going to go into his stomach. I was like, oh no, man. You know what I mean? King Gray said you should show the dogs. I show every once in a while, man. Sareem said, man, big up, bro, from Manchester, UK, man. Shout out to the UK, man. One of the greatest. One of the greatest areas for boxing in the world, man. I'll show them, you know, maybe not now because they're out there having fun barking at the lawnmower man right now, you know. Windy City Assassin said, nah, Fannon, we 24/7, 365, anything you want except franchise food. Yeah, oh, yeah. You know, not like New York, though. Not like New York be part. When I mean 24/7, I mean like that you can find a party in New York City at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Tuesday. You know what I mean? Like Chicago's not like that. At least unless things changed. I'm talking about like, dude, I've been walking through New York and I was just in a block and it looked like there was nothing going on. They opened the door and I didn't even see a door, right? It was like the door was like hidden in a wall. They opened the door and it's a full-fledged party going on, man. It like on Tuesday in the middle of the afternoon. I'm telling you, man, New York is different like that, different than Chicago like that, man. Said, Fannon ain't worried about a break-in. Nah, dog. First of all, I'll hear them or down. If they get down there near the block, I'll hear them going, man. Real Life Living said, love big dogs, and yeah, he is 7 now. I think they live to an average 10 to 15 with proper care and stuff over their hips, but he is healthy and a big baby. That's what's up, man. Be Easy said, New Orleans party 7 days a week, 365, man. Yeah, I went to school in New Orleans. Love New Orleans. Good morning, Fannon, International Boxing. Love this chat. Love this boxing talk. I had a minute. Didn't show face, but I'm here today. Many blessings, King. Man, thank you very much, man. There you go, man. Say Windy City said, Assassin said, yeah, too much violence for that. Yeah, too much violence for that, man. They got a lot though, man. No doubt, man. They got Chicago. That's just the kind of the sad thing about Chicago, man. But anyway, let's get back on boxing, man. I don't want to talk about all that, man. He said Fannon got the strap below his desk and Cujo going crazy. Yeah, hey man, they always going nuts, man. They always going nuts, man. Hold on one second, man. Under these hot lights, man. Hey, get this sweat up on me. Copyright G's bro say, sorry, I'm in Detroit, been in Chicago. I'm from New York, White Plains, New York is happening. That's what's up, man. I can walk into Times Square at 4:30 a.m. and you would think it is 4 p.m. We're the city that never sleeps. Yeah, New York is, I mean, seriously, man, I love New York. I would not want to live there because of I never want to be in cold weather again, and I don't want to be in a big city. I love Texas, but if I had to live in a big city and I could really afford it, I would live in New York, man. New York is really an exceptional place, man. No doubt about it, man. But anyway, man, I don't want to keep talking about all of that, man. Somebody give me a boxing question, man. Fannon, who you got? Frazier versus Liston? Sonny Liston? And Joe Frazier? Sonny Liston. Sonny Liston. And I think Sonny Liston, yeah. Sonny Liston probably by knockout. I got Sonny Liston by knockout. Might lift his ass up off the floor like Joe Frazier did. Because honestly, man, I think Sonny Liston and George Foreman is what and what. But the way Joe Frazier got lifted up off that ground, you know what I'm saying? Nah, man, that's tough on him, man. Abram Rezo said, who do you think has the best chance to beat Tank? Gary Russell Jr., Shakur Stevenson, those two. Gary Russell Jr. and Shakur Stevenson, I think, have the best chance to beat Tank. I ain't giving Teofimo Lopez much of one. I think Teofimo Lopez is going to get beat. But then again, I'll judge it by this fight against George Kambosos, which really, TD Rose said, can Tank hang at 147? No. Too little, man. Too little. That's not even fair to ask him to go there, man. Not even there. Haney, maybe. But dude, seriously, man, Haney better have something. Here's the thing with Haney. Haney better have something that's going to hold Tank off. Because if it's just going to be jabbing and moving to the outside, he's probably going to lose a decision. If he doesn't sit down and he doesn't fight him. I don't think he's going to be able to pot shot Tank. So if he has to fight Tank, he's got to have something there with him, man. I got to see more out of Devin Haney. But he did beat Linares, which is a good sign. You know what I mean? You said, Martin, he playing you with that question. Said, listen, for sure. Yeah, man, I don't know why people be trying to catch me. They always try to catch me, man. Like back in the day, when I first started my channel, people used to always try to catch me with a lot of cornball stuff. Asking me some off-the-wall ass boxing question. Well, what do you think about Enrico Machiavelli? Who? Man, stop, dog. Haney Malignaggi. Oh, God dang. He said Devin Haney is Paulie Malignaggi 2. I certainly hope not, dog. He's better than Paulie Malignaggi, dog. Paulie Malignaggi can't box like Devin Haney. He ain't like that, dog. He ain't that. He's better than Paulie Malignaggi, man. Better than Paulie Malignaggi. But when he gets to 147, we'll see what happens. When we get to 140, we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens. Naya said, is Canelo too commercially big to lose a decision? Not if it's a blowout. If it's a close win, he'll win. If it's a close decision, he'll win. If it's a blowout, they may get him in a blowout. Like, he got a split decision. Mayweather beat him in a blowout by majority decision. That's what I think would need to happen, because they're going to have one ref in the book for him. There's going to be one in the chamber for him for sure. One in the chamber for him for sure. He's going to get something off every card. That's what I think. Julian Ledesma said, in my opinion, Beck Rosado, what? Upsets. Beck Rosado, Kwanaki Helenius, no. Burchelt Valdez, Ugas Pack, no. Mikey Sandor, yeah, for sure. Laura Warrington, no. Exposure. Holy Belfort, nah, he's 60 years old. And Usyk Joshua, nah. I think that's too exposure, but I appreciate it, though. I like that research that you did. I like that, because that's very good. Beck Rosado, yes. Kwanaki Helenius, man, because Helenius had already knocked out Kwanaki. So I don't know if him knocking him out twice was a upset. Burchelt Valdez, yeah, that was an upset. But it was not that wide an upset. But it was an upset. Ugas Pack, nah, Pack just got dealt with. Pack knew it was coming. Pack old ass man. Mikey Sandor, upset. Laura Warrington, yeah. Yeah, it was. That was upset. Hey, that was one of the funnest upsets. I was laughing so hard. Belfort Holyfield is just sad. Usyk Joshua, I don't think that was an upset. I think he just got exposed, dog. That was always saying that was an easy money fight. Cats in the know knew. Put it that way. Cats in the know knew. That's an easy money fight, dog. That was an easy money fight. But I was laughing I was laughing so hard, dog, at Lara versus Josh Warrington, man. Laughing, dog. Almost as much as I was laughing at Charlie Edwards when Charlie Edwards got beat up by Ray Martinez, man. Lord, I loved it, man. I loved it because, dude, every time these UK champs lose to a Mexican, oh my God, man, I crack up because they be losing to journeyman, dog. And I don't know if you saw this, but Charlie Edwards fought Ray Martinez, man. Ray Martinez beat that dude up so bad, dude. It was like a street fight. Ray Martinez didn't even care about he's beating him so bad, he didn't even care about the belt. The dude was on the ground and kept hitting him. And so Charlie Edwards wound up keeping his belt because he got knocked out by getting hit on the ground. Ray Martinez just looked at him too and dug him to the ribs, dog. God, I loved it, man. That might have been my favorite fight I've seen in a while, dog. Oh my God, man. Philly Broska said, I love hearing you talk about your dogs. It helps personalize you and it shows us more of your personal side. I am an excavator laughing at you talk about your dogs like two badass kids. Yeah, man, trying to tell you, man, I love my dogs, man, but I'd get rid of them bastards in a second right about now. Man, I swear, man, like I said, man, it ain't been the easiest year this year. And these dogs be on me, man. On me, man. One dog want to be up underneath you all the time, and it ain't even really my dog. So it's like, man, you ain't even really my dog. Will you get up away from me? My other dog want to bark so loud that the windows shake. All that, man. But it's good, man. It's good. Life is good, man. Healthy. I'm healthy. Got some shekels in my pocket, man. So I ain't complaining about too much. Just trying to continue to grow and move forward, man. Eric Williams said, we need a heavyweight tournament. The winner gets to choose to fight Usyk. Man, that'll take too long, man. We already had a heavyweight tournament. It's called Matchroom. They've been fighting in a heavyweight circle jerk for like 3 years now. All those dudes, man. Like, they've all been fighting. All these dudes, they need to take the winner of that garbage-ass tournament that they've been having it. I don't want to see that tournament. I don't want to see no tournaments, man, in heavyweights, man. All he got is like 2 more fights. Let Tyson Fury fight Alexander Usyk. And then have Alexander Usyk, if he wins, fight Deontay Wilder, fight, all of that, man. All them dudes been fighting everybody except for Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. And Luis Ortiz. And you got some up-and-coming fighters coming. The place that I want to see a tournament is at lightweight. I would love a lightweight tournament. But Gervonta too big money. He's too big money for that right now. Way too big money for that right now, man. He said, he lying again. He said, you see Josh Taylor pulling out of his fight over knee injury. Hopefully it's not surgery needed or he's going to have to drop the belts. Hey, man, I will laugh if he does. I will laugh if he does. If he has to drop them belts. Because I'm UK anytime, because that's a whole lot of belts the UK about to lose. If that's the case. He said, hey, all dogs eat bones. No, excuse me. I literally mean crack that bitch and chew on that motherfucker like. Crack it and eat it like it's a pretzel, dog. Not talking about gnawing on that mug for long periods of time. I mean crack, crunch, 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 swallow. That dog I have not seen that Shetland, the other one ain't doing that. The other one will bite at it, gnaw on it, do all kind of stuff, man. But yeah, they all eat bones. Yeah, okay. Man, I never seen my German Shepherd do that. I've had dogs before. I never saw that. I had Akitas. I gave Akitas dog bones. I've never seen an Akita take a dog bone off rip, crack it down the middle, crack a piece off of that mug and start chewing it. It just goes quick. It goes quick, man. Am I coming on tomorrow? Yeah, man, for sure. Absolutely, man. I love this, man. It's like a mini vacation time for me, man. Love it, man. But I could be wrong, you know what I mean? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't pretend to be a dog expert, man. Hey, FSU OKC WG3 said, Fannon, what do you think of a tourney at 135 with Tank, T.O., Ryan, and bring Shakur? Yeah, I'd love it, man. I would love that. I would love it. I love it. But there's literally nothing in the world to make that happen, man. Real Life Living said, are you going to do the fights tomorrow night? Yes. I will definitely be covering the ESPN fights tomorrow night. For sure, man. For sure, I'm going to be doing that, man. Let me get a boxing question, though, man, because I don't feel like doing I'm going to do videos today. Shoot him up, Ryan Miller. I can see that fight happening next year in the summer. Who was that? But I hope he doesn't get stripped of those belts. I was joking about wanting to see Josh Taylor gets stripped of his belts. I'm going to call him a jerk every time I hear about him. Because I like, man, them dudes there, man. Billy Joe Saunders, and them troll ass MTK Global dudes, man. Philip Broska said, do you think J-Rock is done boxing? He did not look motivated on the Wilder undercard. Yeah, he didn't look motivated, and I don't know. I doubt if he's done. I thought he got robbed. I ain't gonna lie. But, man, that dude right there, man, he was pressing the gas on that, man. If he can't beat that guy, he probably needs to at a top level. I think he may need to. No more punishment, man, for J-Rock, man. And J-Rock is scared. He's worried about his chin. You know what I mean? He's worried about his chin. We're talking about Deontay versus Dillian next year. Dillian is never going to take that fight. I would rather see Taylor lose them over dropping him. Oh, man, yeah. I'm not rooting against Josh Taylor. He's a very, very good fighter, man. He's just, he just did me wrong. So, I'm always going to hold something against him. But I don't want all of the UK champs to disappear. I don't want them to completely lose their, completely lose their spirit. Julian Ledesma said one of these has to be an upset. Shakur Herring, Canelo Plant, Benavidez Uzcategui, Munguia Rosado, Crawford Porter. I'll tell you, I think that Uzcategui does not got a chance in hell. So that's a big upset. Okay, if Herring beats Shakur, that's a big upset. If Plant beats Canelo, huge upset. If Uzcategui beats Benavidez, big upset. If Rosado beats Munguia, it'll be an upset, but not that big a one in my opinion. Porter beats Crawford. If that would be an upset, not a huge one though, but it will be an upset. It'll be a significant upset. I'll say it's significant. Kambosos Teofimo definitely lose. Raleigh and Tank, upset, the greatest upset in history. If Tank loses to Raleigh Romero, dog, it literally may be the biggest upset I have ever seen in my life. I do not know of an upset bigger than that since maybe Melke. Hasim Rahman, Lennox Lewis. Corey Sanders, Vladimir Klitschko. No, Layman Brewster, Vladimir Klitschko. It's that big. It's probably bigger than those. It's a bigger upset. Bob Telfair say Buster. You calling me a Buster? Or are you saying something? Bob Teflar. Oh, Buster Douglas. Buster Douglas, Mike Tyson. Yeah, Buster Douglas, Mike Tyson was a huge upset, dog. Huge upset. But yeah. That was huge. That was a huge upset, dog. On the real though, Ali, people don't give Ali this. This is why they don't understand why Floyd Mayweather Jr. got a hard, should be walking real carefully when he compares himself to Ali. Foreman versus Ali was an upset like that. Ali versus Liston was an upset like that. Those are upsets like that's how big those are huge upsets. Oh, Foreman Mora, Michael Mora, yeah, that was huge. And it came so nasty. Dog. The way Foreman did him, dog. The way Foreman did that, dog. The way Foreman just came up and bopped him on top of the head, dog, and he was out of there, man. Man, dog. But you know what? Evander Holyfield gives that dude a lot of credit, man. Evander Holyfield gives George Foreman a lot of credit because he was like, man, when I got in the ring with George Foreman, I was throwing pebbles and that man was throwing boulders. He was like, man, that dude hits hard, man. Versus what he said about Mike Tyson. He's like, man, I made sure Mike Tyson didn't hit me. He's like, I don't know how hard Mike Tyson punched, man. Mike Tyson wasn't hitting me. But George Foreman, he was like, oh, man, God dog, man, that dude got boulders in his hands, man. Big George. Yeah, they didn't want that. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it might have been mutual on George Foreman. Not want that either, man. But George Foreman was so big, man. He could crack, all that good stuff, man. You know what I mean? He said he was taking everything he had. Absolutely, man. He said, Kyrie said Foreman was no joke. Heck no, it wasn't no joke, man. Wait, he said Foreman was lucky. Who said Foreman was? I didn't say Foreman was lucky. I don't think Foreman was lucky. Ain't nothing lucky about George Foreman. George Foreman will bust your head open, man. George Foreman, one of the greatest heavyweights ever. And one of the strongest punchers ever. I'm taking ask me who's winning with George Foreman and Tyson Fury. Let me tell you, Tyson Fury ain't got a rat's chance in hell against George Foreman, in my opinion. And I don't care how tall he is. Because that dude don't hit harder, and George Foreman can fight. And George Foreman is very strong on the inside. And George Foreman gonna make that. And if he touches him, he's knocking him out, dog. With either hand, not just the right hand. He ain't got to worry about just the right hand. He got to worry about that right hand, and he got to worry about that left hand, man. George Foreman, I'll take George Foreman over Tyson Fury. I'll take George Foreman over Anthony Joshua. I actually have dreams at night. Dog, about George Foreman getting in there with Dillian White. Like, of everybody in boxing history, man, please let somebody come up with a George Foreman performance against Dillian White, man. Dillian White. Big Dillian White, who is shorter, by the way. Shorter than George Foreman. Shorter. Alexander Usyk, shorter than George Foreman. Smaller than George Foreman. George Foreman ain't no joke, man. Mark Jones said hardest hitting Hall of Famer. I don't know, man. Dude, Sonny Liston could crack, man. There's a lot of really heavy hitters, man. A lot of heavy punchers. I can't say. But both hands, George Foreman is the hardest hitting dude that I know of with two hands. With both hands. Because George Foreman can knock you out with either hand. You know, he can get you coming, he can get you going. Oh, yeah, Ernie Shavers, no doubt about it. Ernie Shavers could crack too. Yeah, no doubt about it. He said, what Foreman did to Frazier, nobody saw that coming. Yeah, man, they, lifting him off the ground like that. On the second fight, that was so ugly. When he made him bounce like that with that uppercut. George Foreman was a come-forward fighter, dog. You come forward. Joe Frazier is a come-forward fighter. Coming forward on George Foreman is going to get you hurt. You know what I mean? Going to get you hurt. And I think anything that dude does with your boy is going to get him hurt, man. You know? Foreman will kill Usyk. Kill him. 6 rounds tops. Kill him. Not even a close fight. Kill him. Murk him. Not a close fight. Don't get carried away with your boy Alexander Usyk, okay? Alexander Usyk is the same size as all those guys. And he's not a better boxer than those guys. He's a better boxer than these juiced up ass heavyweights that everybody's talking about now. He's a better fighter than these juiced up heavyweights. He is not a better boxer than Larry Holmes. He's not a better boxer. Larry Holmes will beat the break. Larry Holmes would mop Alexander Usyk. Mop him. That is a one-sided fight with Larry Holmes and Alexander Usyk. Alexander Usyk can box. Anthony Joshua's a hype job. Tyson Fury can fight, but anyway, you know what it is. That's what I think anyway. George Foreman was curling 200 pounds after sparring 15 rounds. This man had 15 sparring partners for each round. I've never seen nothing like that in my life, man. That's a real deal, I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, that was a little bit of a hype thing, though, man. You know, that was a little bit of a hype thing, man. But look, man, I got to get up out of here, man. Just understand, all y'all talking that nonsense, just understand, dude, ain't no way Larry Holmes, ain't no way that Alexander Usyk is beating George Foreman. When's he gonna step it up on him? He gonna pity pat and step up on him? Like, he better get away, because that's them bricks coming, dog. Them bricks. That's an Olympic, and by the way, an Olympic gold medalist. An Olympic gold medalist. Not somebody that can't fight, dog. An Olympic gold medalist. For sure. Vitaly Klitschko versus Foreman. George Foreman. Absolutely, man. I ain't picking them dudes over there, man. But anyway, man, much love to everybody in the chat, everybody in the super chat. Thank you guys so much for your support. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.